got to shit?
No, I put the dog video in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, too fucking late now. Okay. If only we could hear her. All right, so Rabbit or Lisa, yeah, go for it. I just noticed you straightened it.
Yeah, you got mail from your family saying like,
"Oh,
hey,
that's our." I had like 100 letters being like,
"We're
"Run our
coming
way!"
over.
I told so and so and so and so and so and so. So it's just like, 900 people will be coming for our wedding.
Yeah. And Ricardo was like,
Ricardo.
Oh shit.
Is it?
Ricardo was like, damn, it really is bigger than my family.
Ricardo was like, I'm ignorant of your country's customs. Like, is it bad form if we ask our wedding guests to fight in a revolution?
No.
While they're attending.
We'd love it.
Well, I'm sure no small number of them are part of the regiment you're technically a general of, so...
So they get their party favors.
Yeah, a quarter of Usura's coming.
Yeah. Right.
So
if
they weren't allies, it'd be an invasion.
I'm sure in Spanish, in his head, he's like, yeah, considering what we know about her, they probably would be offended if I didn't ask them to join in said land war.
Now we're gonna have to offer.
Yeah.
What, you're going on to war without us, and we're right here.
Hey, this is awkward. You know, we didn't know you were going to be here this soon. So I figure, while you're here, if you'd like.
Yeah, the wedding invitations went out, and there's like a couple of choices of menu, and then it's like, which regiment do you want to join?
Yeah.
Land warfare, Navy.
Instead of chicken, fish, or steak.
Yep, land warfare, Navy.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I'm not going to ask you to bring anything for us to consume now, because if you're going to come home hella fucking late, I'm probably going to come home hella fucking late. But if you need something for the house for time, get that. Okay, bye. Would you like candy for Halloween for trick or treaters? No, this very second. Okay. Bye. Hello, Internet. Bye. Hi.
Hello again.
I gotta figure out how many full-size candy I can buy that will be for trick-or-treating that won't get me in trouble with JC.
That seems like a hard,
it's a delicate line.
Difficult.
Now that we live in a house in a neighborhood with children, there might actually be people that come to our door.
Right?
Yeah, ours, everybody's dried up and old.
Yeah, we have children around here, but everyone just goes to the mall.
Yeah.
It's probably safer overall.
Yeah, but
I know.
It makes me very sad. We have one trick-or-treater last year there was one trick-or-treater.
You thirst for the blood of the children.
Yes.
Oh my.
It was two very small boys dressed as Iron Man and Hulk, I think, and their mother was dressed as Black Widow. So it was really cute. And they were the only trick-or-treaters I had all year. And I was sad.
You just gotta tease and then...
Yeah. They were so cute, though.
Aww.
They told me I was pretty.
That's why we do these things.
It'll still help that Halloween's on Monday this year.
Yeah.
You gotta go where the source is.
The one I've been wearing? It's at work.
Oh yeah, she left it at work. It's funny. Yeah. We laughed.
My new black sweater that you were trying to steal?
We were like, Deanna's doing well.
I just need a hoodie that's soft. I need a zip up. It's on the back of John's chair.
Yeah, you can.
Cool, we're gonna rep 17 today. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Nice. No clue who they I've never heard that either.
Remember to be like at
I feel
Stay
like
at
that's
Home
a
Teeny.
lie.
That's a big ass fucking lie.
I've heard that.
At Stay at Home Teeny.
Who they are? Okay, remember the other day when we were listening to that song? You're like, is this a cover? The one by Harry Styles? He's from 17. Oh, okay.
There's something going on behind me.
Now that you're wearing the colors, it will rub off on you.
Yeah, Lisa, you should go to the well and just set up at one of the tables in the food court. And,
just go to the
little
ball.
sign that says "Trick or Treat Me," and then have the bowl and just be like, "Come, little children."
I'm not sure if little children will come to me after what's going to be done to me on Monday, but we'll see.
That's
good.
What's getting done to you on Monday?
It's a secret.
A secret. I'm going big for Halloween.
It's a Halloween surprise.
Nice.
Yeah. I have an appointment with a hairdresser and everything. I'm going big.
JC might choose
what
violence.
Are you for Halloween? I'm not telling you. You'll have to wait.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No one knows. I've literally told. The only person that knows is Allie.
Yeah.
Your mother.
Wow.
Ah, that'd be.
don't know.
Oh, yeah, even Amanda doesn't know.
You'd need a suit for that.
No,
that would be scary.
Yeah, I'd need
I would know if she was dressed as my mom. I would
like
a full flubber suit.
Yeah, like a fat suit.
Some plaid, yes.
Draw a mustache on yourself.
makeup. Oh. No, you did. You threw in all of that on your forehead.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
It was an oliving.
Oliving? We didn't like olives either.
Nice.
Okay.
Even if s'mores.
Oh yeah, that happened last time too. That's why you didn't get fully prepared. It keeps escalating. So yeah, people basically broke off last time and went to take care of like personal business. There will be a meeting with
that's what
Lady
we called
Salvadora.
He let me nosebleed that I bought a ship before we left for San Felipe.
Because I'm like, Rethel would have.
And then he fucking made a joke that was like, that has to be the name now.
Yep.
Because there's a ship type that Vestin typically made as a float. Or a float. Float.
Yeah.
A flauta.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's the flout of the Valkyries. And I was like, God damn it.
So now it is.
Already there.
What? So far.
That's the most forlorn look.
I don't want to yell anymore.
If only you had a Jonathan.
Oh, my piano was still here.
John will still do it.
Yeah, I will. I was about to get up.
Oh my god.
What?
That is a lot.
It's so when we go to the concert, they don't allow bags.
No, yeah.
So I was testing it out today.
Yeah, no,
that is cool.
That's not a lot. I've seen worse.
Yeah, and it has a...
Oh, it's color
It has
coded.
the
it has a
back
one
pocket,
Wonderful.
but with a zip.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And
And
you're
then I
not
can-
seeing any of this. Just trust us that it's really cool.
And now I'm hands-free, and I can be like, I'm gonna film things! Oh no, I'm done!
No, that's great.
Because this is all open, so... It works. I tested it out today. It was nice.
The Foley work is the chonky ass charm attached to this thing, whacking off of the metal chain attachments.
It's making a very satisfying rattle.
It's pretty great.
Just all happened to be green. I wonder why.
Yeah.
This is.
Oh, I needed this.
I'm so surprised.
I was like, you distracted me.
By the second scoot you did and you still couldn't reach, I was like, I'm gonna get up. You had to reach it by that level, otherwise.
I got it.
So yeah, Rethel came in later that evening being like, guys, the boat's done. We're gonna christen it in the morning. It's gonna be baller.
Yep.
So whoever wants to go to that.
Whoever wants to go to the christening of your baby.
You know, that we will all benefit from, but whatever.
While this was all happening, while everybody was breaking off in different directions, Isak was on the boat.
Oh yeah!
Basically touched ground and immediately looked incredibly nervous and looked at himself and his clothes and grabbed Jimena's arm and
You've
was
been
like,
very busy.
I can't meet her like this.
You went fucking Aladdin on this fucking city, yo. Wow.
This
Jumping.
Was what you were born to
I love
do.
how you use that word for what it is you do.
I pay for things sometimes.
Like karmically.
Yeah.
As long as you're not staying for my shop, it's fine by me.
Technically, we're saving these people.
In fact, that would be probably helping me.
So that's part of it. Is basically
Dressing up my pet to go meet his other woman.
That's right. Again, like a true novella. Right.
Amazing.
Oh, what if she's like a total uggo? Or maybe like has some sort of terrible...
She's got penguin flippers instead of hands.
Right? She has a
that
crutch because she only has one leg or something. Super fucking tragic. Or she
Just-
only has one eye too.
There you go. Now they match. Forever soulmate. They go to meet them and she comes out of the water like a fucking walrus.
Oh my god.
Sirena.
Just Isak. He's like, oh my god. What?
You didn't tell me your girlfriend was walrus.
Weird to find out you never had a chance, huh? He's just not into you.
Can that be canon for the sound walrus's name?
Sure. You jerk.
So for your purposes, Rabbit, the timestamp is 10 minutes into the recording. Just a little tip there.
Yep. Write this down. So yes, you have now free reign as to what you procure / purchase
Chop
for Isaac.
Let me do a quick Google search for ridiculous cod pieces.
I mean, that was one of the heights of those. I'm gonna wear these trousers.
Were you guys there when we saw the one-man Shakespeare show?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You'll see why I wear this cod piece. It's not for fashion.
Oh. I mean, I could make one speaking about cod pieces.
Yeah.
That's something for Tony. Now I get it.
Okay. All right.
That was the reminder.
No judgment here.
You know, I hadn't intended to add that to my friend Fergar, but you know.
Years of dick joke has finally
landed.
Born fruit.
Oh, what if it's like a centaur head? Like right there. Like
that fucking AI picture.
That picture is freaking perfect.
And
I
that's
want
all
that
I
on a
put.
t-shirt.
That's all I put on there. I was like, order of the sneaky centaur. It made like kind of almost like a coat of arms thing.
That was pretty wild.
It has a horse ass centaur.
Oh, are my nipples erect with excitement?
Yes.
Woo! Huzzah, broom.
Ah, nice.
I also have a custom pin that says bamboozler.
Nice.
Because the person who made it was making pins that said, I've been bamboozled. And I was like, well, I'm the one who got you there, so how about... Although I was sad to learn that other people got bamboozler pins, but I'm like, whatever, it's fine.
Other bamboozlers can exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just not the best bamboozler. That's you.
The bamboozlist.
The
Yep.
bamboozlers of
That's right.
bamboozlers.
Okay, so we gotta make Mr. No Eye look good.
Yep.
Oh, I'm working on it.
Yes. That's the thing that happens concurrently.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that hose.
Oh.
Right? Oh, I've never seen Jocasta before.
Mm-hmm.
Just like gives him a slap on the back of the leg.
Like that.
Yep. Oh.
It's a nice leather.
Yep. Then
You got one of them like huge fluffy ruffled
The
collars.
ruffles.
that's right.
You won't be able to make out because the starched
That's
fabric
right.
will
like-
that will ensure the
It's
chastity.
a chaperone collar.
That's
Don't you
right.
feel like this is a little much? No.
It's not enough.
No, we're just
Yeah.
getting
No, I
started.
think you look great.
You're at a point where like Isaac's like good eye is stricken with panic, but you're his only counsel at this point, and therefore he trusts your insight.
That's just how it's gonna go.
Do you think she'll like it? I don't give a shit what she thinks. I think you look great.
Right? It's like,
Right. That's not what we do in
if
this.
she has any taste, she will.
That's right. There we go.
I'm like, that's such a Humana thing. Like, I don't care what she thinks.
That's right. 100%.
It's kind of cute that you think that's the goal.
I'm dressing how I like.
I have to look at you.
Yeah, so that takes the better part of the day because you're discerning. You have to hit multiple styles. Nobody has everything you need.
Nice montage
Yep.
with like Material Girl, but in Spanish.
Yeah. I was wondering what your Eye of the Tiger was going to be. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes all the sense.
Or Supermodel by RuPaul, but in
Yeah.
Spanish.
Right. Now in my head, it's like It's like Material Girl in Spanish, but backed by a mariachi band.
Yeah.
I mean, you're more a flamenco band, I guess.
Yes.
Lots of.
It's true. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I could will this cover into existence right this minute.
I mean,
It's
might
probably
exist.
like if we wish to tempt fate, yeah.
It's probably there somewhere.
Oh, magical repository of all things humanity has ever made.
That's right.
Grant us this. I'm not going to say boon.
Magic mirror on the wall.
It's a thing. That's a thing.
No, I don't want to know how to say it in Spanish.
Trust me, motherfucker. I don't know how to say it. I lived it.
I embody it. I don't need to say shit.
It looks like it does exist. I don't know. I'm scared to actually click on any of
Was
these.
it flamenco or mariachi?
I don't know. It's just Spanish, I guess. I mean, I'm looking in the like. I can't see the full titles of anything. What are you? Maybe?
There's so much suspense.
Well, it's not. No, this is just the regular version, but I think it's just in Spanish.
I mean, yeah.
Well, we're gonna get copyright striked if
Yeah,
I keep
yeah.
playing, so I'm gonna turn that off.
Score. Somebody will have listened to this.
Yeah, it's
Somebody
fine.
will have to listen to it, and it's
I have-
fucking entirety.
I have since they don't silence it anymore. Any revenue then goes to the original owner. So I'm like, yeah, you can have
Yep.
every cent that we've ever made.
Like every two, like
that
cents
fucking
that we
quarter.
Every negative two thus far. Yeah, it's not.
Amazing. So yes, you build an outfit for Isak
Whether he likes it or not.
that is pretty much matching what you envisioned, for better or worse. He is now decked head to toe, and sort of finishes like, you know, repositioning his sword and his sword belt, and is just like adjusting everything, and he sort of looks at you and he's like, are you certain?
Are you gonna come with me?
Like, to be fair, I think Jimena would actually dress him in like actually fashionable.
Yes.
It just happens that what is actually fashionable is kind of ridiculous
Yeah.
for
Oh, absolutely.
noble people, but
You like,
no, it's height of fashion.
you're like, do you like these pens? Like, yes, they're poofy shorts.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, well, if you're sure, then so am I. And he sort of takes a big breath.
Did his voice just get lower? I mean, I think I'm hearing that.
He,
I need to go higher because of those pants.
wow. It's,
This just happens.
it's just a yo-yo. He then, like, starts to make a quarter turn and then says, will you come with me?
She has like, she dissociates for a moment.
Just the ghost out of the mouth. Like
Yeah,
anime.
basically, Like, it takes her a minute, and she's just like, I mean, if you really want me to, like, are you sure you want me there? I can stay at a distance.
I may falter.
Sí se puede. I will go as moral support. She was like, you can do it. Signs.
Yep. The novella soundtrack is fully on at this point, as the both of you cross through the city, past the port town, past actually where the New World Enclave is, with all of the shit and people that came back from the New World to the West. And on the other side of it, in front of a very unassuming home,
Oh no.
with a gate made of wrought iron, you can actually hear a lot of people on the other side of this.
Sorry. You can actually hear the.
Yep. You hear the seal in the background.
So this might actually kind of work. So you're.
Okay.
I wish I had my castanets with me.
Needs some. I mean, it needs some trumpets, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can hear the.
That's the soundtrack. We got it.
Here?
You can hear it. You can hear the nose booping of bicycle horns.
He takes the big wrought iron knocker on the gate and rings it loudly. A stout man in an apron, sort of balding, shorter than Isak, but almost like two of them wide, like he's sort of wiping his hands as he comes to the gate, and he sort of looks at him, and he looks at you. Which languages does Jimena speak?
Jimena speaks Steen, Castilian, Vodache, and a little bit of Montaigne, I think. I don't have my original character sheet anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I mean, it all sounds about right.
Because like us,
It sounds like the languages you
I
use.
have it in my phone somewhere.
What do we think about Material Girl by United Rhythms of Brazil?
Ooh.
Lisa shaking
bump
her
it.
head.
Oh wow.
I don't think. Oh yeah, it's bossa nova. Though,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah,
it's
there you
not.
go.
But the cover art.
Well, yeah, because
is-
it's from fucking Brazil.
Yeah, it's from Brazil.
No, check out this cover art. It's erotic.
Yeah,
Like I'm not.
you know.
I'm not joking. Like
Yeah,
literally, it's just
This is basically like,
That's people who are like, oh, you're from Brazil?
Yeah.
No.
hey folks who like ladies, here are the parts you like.
You know, the rest of it.
But yeah, and then once I stopped looking at the crotches, I looked up and it did say Bossa Essentials.
Oh yeah, there
So
you go.
yeah.
The stout man responds in, so you don't understand what he's saying, but because you're traveled, you recognize the language as Sarmatian,
Oh.
and he directs that word to Isak, who responds in Sarmatian. And the old man is sort of like taken aback and seems to take the measure of him, like head to toe. He still looks at you in the back, like not exactly sure. Now,
I'm just here for moral support.
if you say that in broken Castilian,
I'd probably just say it in Thean and see if he understands.
yeah, he actually defaults to Castilian. It's not great, but it gets the word across, and he's like, "She and back, you come," and he opens the gate, and you are brought into this little homestead, and there's about like probably like 12 people like on the premises of various ages. There's also a bundle of kids all about. Isak sort of nervously but with a confident gait sort of walks around the house to the back where a lady stands at a clothesline putting bed sheets on, and she is kind of swarthy, long curly black hair, and then she turns towards him, and there's just like a Isak that escapes her lips, and he sort of takes a step forward.
Jimena never knew she could consume so much calories without actually having bread.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And
Actually, no, you straight up pull out a piece of bread.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say no. She reaches into her pocket and she's like, "Ooh, cheddar."
yeah. This time in Castilian, he approaches, one hand on the sword, and says, "I have returned."
Jimena tries not to pass out.
The stockman brings out 2 fainting couches.
Your months of training with Isak have paid off.
Maybe 3 fainting couches.
Yes.
Those pants, those stockings are very tight on Isak.
This is the end of your dating sim like training where you build this guy up.
Yeah, this is the first arc.
He's ready.
Like, I don't know which ending I'm gonna get though.
Well, we're about to find out.
You hear from her lips as she puts a hand to her chest. What's your family? And he says, that no longer matters.
This is at least A tier ending. Like, if this is an S tier ending, dear God, what would that have been?
Right.
As he's standing there, the sun glistens on his leather eye patch. And he says, I have returned. And I have returned for you. He
Wow.
says,
I mean, I feel like I'm feeling a disturbance
You
from where I am.
You see the silhouette of the rotund man
You
sort of
just
like,
grab
yep,
what's his name
sort
and
of
just smooch
slide
him.
from the side
And
of
he's
the
like,
house.
oh, okay.
Going with it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Yeah. Oh.
Flowers
And,
all
did
over
you get-
over.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Everywhere
You're
to start
laying the
blooming.
trap.
Yeah.
He sort of takes another step, and she says, Father had another prospect. I am to meet him this week. And he sort of steps closer still. She doesn't stop him. And he said, then we shall fight.
Oh no! Jimena like has to brace herself against something. She's just like in the
Why?
the fence, like where the fence is. She's like leaning against the.
Yep. You
Like,
You
oh my
get-
babies, oh my baby, all grown up and have to destroy people.
you get a
This
cup,
other dude is fucked.
Right?
you get a cup of fragrant liquid pushed your way. If you've had it before, you recognize it as coffee. The stout man has one in his hand. He's looking at what is currently happening, and he's handing one to you.
Oh, yeah, both of us are like, ooh.
And then he sort of
A
forgets.
roller
and
coaster of eyebrows between the two of you.
he sort of softly elbows you and says something in Sarmatian that goes over your head. Right?
Does it sound derisive or affirmative
Oh,
or
he's-
even toned?
He is absorbed by this. And
Oh man, you found a girlfriend. Wow, nice.
and then he sort of catches himself and realizes like, oh shit, like of course you don't understand this. And he's like, he sort of leans closer like with his cup, and he's like, this not same boy.
No shit.
It's just like, No human.
You see the words sort of like hitting him, and finally the recognition hitting him, and he's like, "This man."
And Isak is like a bona fide hero now. He saved the president.
He does run with demigods now.
Yeah, and that.
Because we were like, look at this little motherfucker. We're going to break you and build you back up.
Trial by fire, bitch.
I was like, oh, you had the gall to have Moxie. Oh.
Because you've been around Isak enough, like you see the slight moment where his step sort of falters slightly as he walks forward, as he's sort of mustering all of his strength. It's all for this moment. And he walks up to her and drops to one knee and says, "Renata, before summer comes, we will be married. And if your father disapproves," and he says it loud enough, you see like the old man like sort of trembles a little bit. There's like splashes of coffee. It's like, "If your father disapproves, or you have another suitor, I will fight them both."
It makes me think of the end of Stardust.
Yeah.
When Humphrey shows up and is like, and then Tristan
pulls
is like,
out that gorgeous fucking pirate blade.
yeah. It's like, oh shit.
One of you's about to get murdered.
Yep.
How does everybody feel about caramel apples?
Yeah.
Sure, I'd go for that.
Okay, does anyone have a particular topping they like? Because I'm like, I might just order like 4 of them and we'll just cut them up in this point in my life.
I'm willing to split one with someone. I gotta be in a real mood to go after a whole.
I'm gonna order 4 and split them up a bunch.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So I'm asking if there's anything particular. Like, do you like peanuts or almonds or?
We'll just eat slices.
No. Okay, cool.
Death metal band over
We're
here.
gonna get a rocky road.
Nice.
Hey, man.
Double bass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see the girl's eyes flash towards the old man, and for a second, like,
make a move.
He's caught, like he's frozen.
Jimena leans over and is like, "He saved the governor, you know. He helped stop the invasion of Eastern." Sip. Like, where'd you think his eye went? Sip.
Just putting that out there.
Just saying.
He fought the whole legion by himself, even. Sip.
Jen, your ears are like, someone's lying.
Not entirely.
Yeah, no, you get an itch, like slightly uncomfortable.
She's not lying. She's just exaggerating the truth a bit.
After a pause in Castilian, the old man says, "No need draw your sword. My daughter is yours."
No.
And Isak steps to his feet, embraces his beloved, and exchanges a couple whispered words, and then says to her, "I will return to you, but there is something I must do." And he sort of turns back around. He's a little wobbly on his way back.
His adrenaline is
the
like,
adrenaline of the moment is sort of leaving his body, but you see him like tip his hat to the old man, and then he steps up to you, Jimena, and gives you a big old bear hug.
No.
Don't spill coffee.
And right, don't waste it. And he says, "You have my thanks for taking me here and for making me achieve this."
Achievement unlocked. I heard the sound.
And Hitman is just like, "No, you achieve this." And it just starts crying in Spanish.
Yeah, you
crying in Spanish.
You feel him. You feel him like a little
sobs in Espanol.
You feel him a little like shuddery as well. There's definitely a little bit of shoulder motion, but then he sort of puts you like he holds you at arm's length, just in time because the old man is starting to be like, "You dog, are you trying to marry these two women at once?" Right? Like there was a little bit of suspicion building, but then he says, "I know of your mission. When it is time, call on me and I will fight with you."
Well, see. She kind of pushes him away and she's just like, "Let me take a look at you."
So grown.
Well, no, she goes up to the chick.
Right.
Oh, okay.
She's inspecting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I gotta make sure that she's good enough.
Yeah. Flippers.
Yes.
It's like, I'm aware that he loves you. I don't know what accent is coming out of my face right now, but it's like
it's the 7C global accent.
It's like, do me a favor, spin.
She sort of gives a look to Isak, and he's like,
You gotta do what
Like,
she
just
says.
go on with it, man.
go with it.
I got here by listening to this crazy woman.
That's
Like,
right.
there's no,
She made this.
no one said there's not going to be pain, but it's going to be worth it.
She like
That's right.
gives her an up and down, like holds her mouth open, looks at her teeth.
Oh yeah.
Wow. What is this,
No,
like,
yeah.
we're just buying horse?
Like,
I mean,
she kind of backs away for a second. She's like, "Chayutu."
Good enough.
It's like, Isak, I approve.
kind of his new family.
Yeah. With that, he sort of walks up to her and offers his arm, which she takes, and then he turns back to you and he says, "Don't wait up."
Oh, don't worry, honey. I'm on.
I gotta go tell everyone.
Yeah, it's like, as she's leaving, she's like, "Make good choices."
Yeah, you can't actually do anything past, below the belt.
Te amo, mijo.
Yeah.
Gotta wait because otherwise Theus will have a problem back.
Yeah, and if he had to wrestle her dad, I don't think he'd win.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
His dad is the ground game.
That man's center of gravity is on the ground.
And you miss the ball.
You do, as you take the little step, like the old man offers you a hand and then also pulls you into a hug, and you realize he's crying as he's hugging you. It's not long before you hear the entire household like animating,
Just roaring into
Yeah.
activity.
people are yelling, like there's yelps, there's screeching happening, like it's a whole, suddenly there's like
They
a
told the cooks.
right.
Yeah, you're gonna be eating forever. No, well, not you. Unless
yeah,
you
no.
stay for a bit. We
Yeah,
don't
now's a
mind.
terrible time to leave. They're about to start cooking.
Right. And as he pulls you away, like you notice, like his face is a fucking mess. Like he's like all tearing up, and he's like, "This home now. You visit."
It's like, oh, of course.
You're gonna be exposed to some bonkers spices, bro.
Right.
It's gonna be great.
And he sort of walks you to the gate, and then hurriedly, after you step out, he rounds about the house, and you hear him like bellowing in Sarmatian.
Like a Goron, he flips his head into himself
Yep,
and
he
rolls.
But yeah, the house is replete with yelling and screaming. Like you hear at least two of the women are like wailing, like they're saying something and stuff, but they're like fucking ugly crying.
Although it's in a different language, you've heard this cry before.
Oh yeah, no, Amanda knows exactly what's
Yeah.
happening.
It's the cry of the heart.
That's
You
right.
know it. You know it well. And the sun sets as you close the wrought iron gate. One of your side quests completed.
Ding.
And then you begin to tell everyone.
No, like as soon as she gets like she makes it back to the house, like as soon as she gets to the house, she like sits down in the kitchen and like looks around, whoever's there, she like looks them in the face and then just I'm like, what the? It's like,
Yep.
I took his to see his lady, and now they're getting married, and my baby's so grown up, and I don't know what to do, and I'm kind of upset that it isn't me, but at the same time, I'm not upset that it's me because there's Jorge and there's Sebastian, and I don't know what to do now. Her name is Renata, and she's really pretty, actually, and the papa says I should come back there, or you come with me, like just like word vomit everywhere. It's like he have some bread.
Yeah, Augustina's just like sliding.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Augustine knows how to.
Just, like,
how to-
talking like while she's eating. It's like,
That's great. That's great. That's great. We have a ship.
Yeah.
who cares about your shit when my baby is killing me? Like,
It's a great ship.
Berthol's like, that's my son.
We're gonna make so much money making these ships. We're gonna christen it tomorrow, in the morning. It's great. He should be there with her, sure, and the dad, I guess. Whatever.
Whoever.
Invite them all. I don't
It's
care.
like, I don't care who's showing up.
I need everyone to see the ship.
The whole family.
Veronica and Emil are listening.
Do any of them say we're
rapidly
looking for crew?
to your story?
Zhenya has taken the father seat and is like questioning Emil.
Oh,
Oh, there it is.
Oh my.
He is.
what's the other one's name?
Oscar.
Oscar.
Oscar and Emil.
Wasn't Oscar like out late?
Yeah, he went to the
Dang.
house. He
Oscar
went to
had-
the lady
Oscar
house.
had a
joke,
place
yeah.
to be.
that has become the joke that is now canon. That he apparently frequents houses of good reputation but ill repute.
Yep.
So
Yep.
But no, now Zhenya's like, where do you live? Where is your family? How many? You just have him?
Poor Emil is kind of like, sort of here at this point.
It's all still very pleasant. It's still Zhenya.
I mean,
but it's very like
it's like
answers.
know, during the war, all of our family died except for my brother. So
Yeah.
yes,
And
it's
he's
just
like,
my brother.
No, it's just the two of us.
That's why we left, because
But
zombies.
twins.
Yep.
Brothers or twins?
No, they're brothers.
Okay.
They're not actually twins.
Okay.
No,
Who's the
They're
older
just
one?
German, so they look the
Oscar
same.
Oscar is
That's what-
older.
which is why the younger one is being set up with the.
I didn't pick it like that, but
No,
that's
but-
just a happy little
Just-
accident.
my
Yeah.
brain.
They're not that far in age. Like,
Yeah.
They can't be more than like 2 years apart. But
He's the one that got hurt in battle.
Because that's the other joke is that he's
Yeah.
constantly having to take care of him. And it's
yep.
So that's lovely. Oh yeah.
Just
It's all
scrutinizing
very
look.
friendly, but it's like if you don't answer, like who knows how long the friendly will last.
As you talk about this whole story, like, you know, Augustina is serving stuff. She starts crying too. Like, it's a whole thing. Like she's
He's here
having
for like
yeah.
half a day.
She doesn't know any of these people. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah,
Right?
no, that's 100%.
It's just like a sympathy cry.
Because Augustine is also Castilian, right?
This is a national
Yeah.
pastime.
Yeah.
This is-
She's invested in
That's
that
right.
story about these people she's never met,
Oh,
but
yeah.
now is insisting
She's man.
that
Oh, she probably knows them, actually. She definitely knows the people in the kitchen.
yeah, she's insisting that they be invited over at some point in the near future. Amanda, I think we set your meeting with the knights later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want to tackle this now?
Oh, a night shift. Plural nights.
Because we 100% can.
Night.
Yep.
What's a
Can I-
night for a night?
Night.
That's the first episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yep. Yeah, if you'd like us to take care of that now while everybody is out handling business, we can.
Sure.
All right. The rendezvous was set at a tavern that you well know that serves drinks from your homeland, owned by a couple from Avalon who serve some local Castilian delicacy but specialize in drinks and food from the Emerald Isles. So a perfect setting for a meeting of compatriots. You're the first to arrive and are led to your usual booth, which is sort of in a corner, right? Like where you can take in a lot of the bustle, but it's still quiet enough that if any conversations that are not meant for the average person's eyes are to happen, they will be concealed from the crowd. So it's a perfect little spot. Immediately as you take your seat, you are brought a glass of brandy from the homeland. No questions asked. The waitress fills your glass and then leaves the bottle on the table before stepping away. So you get a moment to sort of take in the vibe. Of course, it is rowdy in here. There are songs happening. In fact, there's multiple songs happening concurrently. They're not in time or in any connection with one another. That is just what's happening. For a little bit, like the many times you've sat in this place, it takes you back, right? It brings you home. Do you want to read the room in the meantime while you're waiting? Are you basically just enjoying your drinks?
I'm going to appear to be savoring my drink, but reading all that room's...
Yeah. In true Evian fashion. Alright, so roll me a wits notice. All at once, goddammit.
I'm coming up with custom backgrounds
Massing.
for the Flout to the Valkyrie. One of the backgrounds is, of course, Mendes y Mendes. And then the other is Vala Sigma, which is Swedish for blessed.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Because I am going to send a very formal, like, antler situation to my aunt to be like, it would be, basically, I need you to come down here and christen this ship. And if you were to say no, it would be a huge insult to everyone.
Right. Like, just don't miss this. Everybody will notice.
If you don't come to the christening of my son, I don't know who you are anymore.
Right.
A little bit. And it's extra, and I don't mind that it's extra, and it doesn't need to be this to get her down there, because she's like, let's talk about that ship though.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm like this is kind of a cheeky joke,
Right.
Which I think she will appreciate. So
Perfect.
Yeah, 11, by the way.
11.
only
All right.
11. Come on, Rabbit.
11.
Get your
Right?
shit together.
Surprised.
You almost reading the room.
Wow.
We even had the choreography.
Wow.
It's a
Rabbit, there was a dance
There was a
happening
whole-
that we missed.
There was a
It's
whole
a-
number.
edit that someone did of an episode of Rick and Morty where they made it into a little song
Okay,
Nice.
that constantly gets stuck in my head.
All right.
As those do.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Evine, the vibe makes you feel like home because simultaneously the room is festive and dour. So you're like, this is like being back in Ennismore,
That's the good shit.
right? Like, it's real festive and everybody is like singing and drinking and having a good time, but at the same time, you hear the words of like, there are words of sedition
There it is.
from back home.
The ship I lost.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. There are talks of like Queen Elaine's decision to mobilize the Armada being utilized by political adversaries to try to undermine her. And I don't know what's gonna happen with our relationships with Brim Brittel. These are dour times, but it's fine. Right now we're drunk and having a good time, and this is tomorrow's problem. As you take stock of this, Evine, a dark-skinned gentleman slides into the booth across from you, and you recognize your fellow knight and good friend, Sir Alexander Cromwell, fully recovered from his wounds that he had suffered and was recovering with the carrion crow, looking hale and hearty as he
I want to see that fucker in combat.
slides into the booth ahead of you. You see him take off his hat and with a jolly grin grab a drink in front of you and says, "Fancy meeting you here, Dame."
Suppo. Indeed.
He fills his glass all the way to the brim, and before anything is discussed, raises it to you, clinks it against yours, and downs a good half of it before setting it back down on the table. Before he can ask you any question, a third figure appears wearing an ornate long coat with a hood, and the hooded figure sort of gestures to Cromwell to sort of move in the booth, and with a grin he scoots. The figure pulls the hood back, and you recognize the third knight present in the city.
If you don't mind, I thought I'd make it a night's night.
You get laughs from both of your fellow bards as
in the corner of the frame on a barrel in the back, a cat's licking at the butthole.
Yep.
With its leg up in the air.
And it just stops like
in full sight.
Mid lick.
In full sight. As the hood is pulled down, you recognize your fellow knight, Sir Archibald Cross, sliding into the booth.
British ass motherfuckers.
And he immediately pulls out his pipe and grabs the third glass.
Okay, they both have names that start with A and last
That's
names
right.
that start with C.
That's right.
Evine broke the pattern though.
Did she?
Dame Healy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an H, not a C.
Too bad.
Yep.
One of them doesn't start with B. We could have ACDC.
Ah!
Um,
So you name one of them Duncan or something.
right. There was one.
Was it Duncan?
He's dead now.
She killed him in it.
Oh, well.
That's how the
happens.
knights work. You
Yep.
assume their power. And
It's like
There
a
can
more
only ever be 12, so yeah, that makes sense. Tracks.
it's like a more graphic Highlander.
Yeah.
Instead of being struck by lightning, you get to consume your opponent.
I mean, Jenny figures that's how it works.
Right. For Genya, that's 100% how it
I
works.
don't understand. Why doesn't Ross, the largest friend, just eat the other?
I'm sorry, it's not Jenny who thinks this. It's Lash that thinks this. I have consumed my enemy. I will be stronger now.
At that, the three glasses are now raised and clink one more time. Cromwell says, well, a fourth of Queen Elaine's night united under the same roof. I don't think this has happened in, I don't know, 6, 7 years.
I thought he was going to say centuries.
Cross just lights his pipes and said, well, auspicious times call for auspicious measures. Although, I'm not exactly sure quite how long I will remain under this assignment. My employer, Miss Fisher, might be seeking new employment soon. And he sort of grins at that. Cromwell says, well, is that so? And Cross says, looking at Evine, yes, one of her friends all but offered to hire her just earlier today. Right under my nose, too. They almost started kissing. It was quite a sight.
Did I miss a joke?
Nope.
Who's been hiring
Nope.
people?
Me?
Was it me?
It's like me or my aunt.
That
Was it you?
That
What
was
did I
Rethel.
do? What did I
Okay,
do?
it was Rethel.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, I remember now.
He was right there.
The receptionist, and you were like, hey, if you want to come
No,
work.
like Inga, the
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Salvador's boat
Oh,
maker.
yeah, I was
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh, you're about to get a smooch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was like, now kiss.
Yeah, it was like, was it me? I didn't acquire any new people.
Yeah, no.
There's a polyamorous situation between me and the shipwright and the ship. It's
yeah,
you know,
yeah. The ship is
we
the
don't-
third partner.
love is love, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cross works for Salvadora, but that's his cover.
I didn't make.
That's what-
Oh, he's Doofus McGee.
Oh, God.
He was there
Oh,
when.
fuck, this ship has fey magic. God damn it! I have to burn it to the hull to be sure. Squirts if I, Jimena, I need your services.
See?
It's like,
Okay.
Remember
wait
what we
until
did-
the ship is christened, then burn it down.
Remember what we did to the Phoenix? I'm gonna need more.
Okay.
I'm gonna get your cousin.
That's what you really want.
Um,
Oh, yeah, Rodrigo's around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, that hardens the hull. I'm like, damn, if we can do it right, oh man, it'll be a fucking Ironsides. Cannonballs will bounce off. It's gonna be amazing.
Cromwell sort of leans forward and says, almost in confidence to you, Evine, and said that I know this will seem very out of place for you, but you're quite the talk at court right now.
What?
Wait, who's the talk of court?
Evine.
Oh no, Avine doesn't like that.
Oh.
Doesn't that mess with the power somehow? I don't know how this works.
Yeah, like I'm right.
What
I'm
did I
right.
do?
It's like it's a secret to everyone sort of thing,
Yeah. That's a great way to
where no
interpret
one's
it.
supposed to know that Avine exists, but
Elaine is sure. Could I work there?
Well, it has been some time since the full armada has been commissioned for any cause, and Queen Elaine has thrown her support firmly behind an independent Odisseo.
that's too many ships. A full armada is too many ships. No. Is she crazy? Is
I
she
mean,
okay?
a lot of people have been saying that.
Someone should talk to her. They're like, you good?
You good there?
Jeremiah Barrick was placed as its command right now. I believe there's a bit of a statement being made in regards to the church's position of Avalon. I think the Queen is going to make a statement by siding with Odisseo here. One that states that those supporting are, and he makes like a very theatrical point of putting air quotes around pagan deities can coexist with the worship of theists. This is meant to be the argument. Regardless, this has made the queen rather unpopular with some opponents. I fear that she's losing favor with some of the people at the court. Some of the envoys from Bryn Brissel, especially, are not quite certain why she should be supporting a kingdom so far away from the Graal and out of the reach of its powers.
Well, fucking joke's on them. We got 3 of their fucking knights right in the middle of it, so I don't know about you, but Integral's up in there.
All roads lead to Graal.
That's right.
There's a bit of a pause, and then like Cromwell sort of jumps in and says, "Well, this is why we are here, is it not? We are going to make sure that this battle is successful, and that Cardinal Verdugo understands the folly of his action. And then we can, spread our pagan ways across all of Thea, eat children, sacrifice virgins, all of that."
I thought it was eat virgin, sacrifice children. I could never get it right.
I get that backwards.
Somewhere, I was gonna say Fatima, but she's not here. Well, somebody is making, like, obsessively crossing themselves right now. I felt the need suddenly.
I have a mighty need.
Well, speaking of pagan rituals, I've got a cat that I know that's going to...
Right.
Wait, what?
Yep. The cat sort of props up on the edge of the booth.
You remember the cat?
As you mentioned that.
The fake cat.
Oh, did you miss the cat
cat
entirely?
I don't think I was
Oh,
The cat she that approached her on the
It
boat.
wasn't last one. It was the one before. Did you miss that one too?
Rabbit made a deal with
No, because
cat sheep.
Yeah, she made a contract with
Yeah.
with legit.
Rabbit, Megan is. Oh, wait. Oh,
Like a
Megan is
real-
thinking. Sorry. I thought you were agreeing with an eye roll that I was making earlier. Never mind. Okay. I was looking for vindication.
No, I feel like I vaguely maybe remember that.
It
But it doesn't really matter if I
It was
remember
like
or
2
not.
months
It
ago.
was at the very end of the second to most recent one. It was just like
Okay.
the very, very end.
Okay. I for a second I thought you were talking about a cat in real life, and then he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, she sits on," and I was like, "Wait." But no, it's fine. Everyone, just continue. Sorry.
That's alright.
So
Cats
many
were
things.
involved. We had to make sure.
Yep. By the way, for your personal edification, if you want to know about your fellow knights and want to read about them, you would know that Alexander Cromwell is Kilmund, Knight Protector. That's his avatar.
Mhm.
And wait, I had the other one, and it is now gone.
What's Salvador's company called?
It's Madame Salvatore's trading company.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
hers. Okay.
Yeah.
And Archibald Cross is Kenholm the Keen. So if you want to read at some point about the other of the 20 knights,
There's 20.
there's 20 of them.
Where were we getting 12?
I
probably got my
know.
wires crossed of Knights of the Round,
That's fair.
but
Yeah, I feel like
It's-
12
there's-
is just a number that makes sense in my
there's
brain.
20. There's 20.
But it is nice to have a larger variety for player characters mechanically.
yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Especially with this, because there are. The rule is that all of the knights embody one of the original knights, so there are only ever 20 at any given time.
Yeah.
When one of them dies, the mantle passes to somebody else.
I knew
After
that,
you
but
eat
for some
them?
reason I put a smaller number for some reason.
Yep, it's Eliod's Nights. Cross, after a pause, says, "Good work in Liso, by the way.
By the by.
We've heard of the work you've done liberating the city. There's also a couple of rather fun limericks that made it our way. That we made it a point to continue to spread."
Yes.
Excellent.
Cromwell says the queen is getting increasingly isolated, and it may be a time where the three of us are recalled home in order to assist.
Yes.
I fear that some of the schemers may be trying to draw a schism and get Elaine's hands away from the Grawl. They should never be forcibly separated. Therein lies calamity.
Agreed.
So we have
Sorry.
all reasons to be successful in this endeavor. And Cromwell slides a parchment your way. While we stand shoulder to shoulder as Queen Eliod's original knights and Queen Elaine's humble servants, there will come a time where Odisseo will be wrapped in the blanket of war. When that time comes, Dame Evine, Paega the Forgotten, the two of us will report to you. We stand at your command. You are now the senior knight in Castile. Congratulations on the promotion.
What? How can you report to someone you can't even
And he
find?
tips down and he tips a fedora that suddenly appears on his head, and he says, "Milady."
Yep. Yep.
Always watching Cromwell.
He says, "I'll get that joke in 500 years."
Right? There's a hearty laugh, and Cross says, technically we work in the same organization on both fronts, as I believe you also are in employment of Madame Salvador. She's the only one in her outfit that knows of my other affiliation. Sad as it was to mislead Mrs. Fisher. She's been a wonderful supervisor. That recent boat that she built is a work of art. Because I've taken a liking to her, may I suggest keeping this on the down low, lest Queen Elaine hears about this and tries to steal her to make more ships for her fleet. Miss Fisher should be able to go wherever she chooses and ply her trade.
Oh, he's got a crush.
I got a crush.
I mean, I sensed that too.
Mendez it will be happy to sell any number of these exquisite ships to the nation of Avalon.
In the meantime, and Cromwell sort of points at the parchment you now have in your hand, Evine. Find a situation report on a more, shall we say, immediate situation. I surmise that Madame Salvadora will give you some more of the details, but the Vodace merchant princes are on the move.
Oh, now I'm triggered.
Oh boy.
They have heard of Alessandro Lucani's alliance with Madame Salvadora.
Let's fucking go.
Coupled with the coming marriage and potential alliance with Mabe. Plus they peddle their usual outrage at the fact that Odisseo apparently allows fate witches to operate unsupervised and in growing numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking school these chads. They're gonna get fucking wrecked. Let's go.
Italian chads.
The Italian, yeah, chatty.
Chatty.
Chadici. There we go. Yeah,
Wow.
Gotta get the ch in there.
Yeah. You gotta get that double C in there. It's Chad with two C's
That's
up
right,
front.
yeah. Chad.
Yep, there's no H, it's just two C's.
Yeah. Now I gotta make a Vodace character.
Yep. I'm Chad, spelled with two C's.
Chad. And I
Um,
say my name when I leave, so it just evolves into Chow eventually.
but yeah, they say again, we remain at your disposal. Although Alexander here might be called to roaming as his position, I will remain here, embedded and ready to serve. But they are making much more noise. I am afraid that they will make some attempts on Mr. Lucani's life before long. I hear say that assassins have already been dispatched. Whatever the cost, we have to protect Alessandro Lucani lest it threatens Madame Salvadora's alliance.
Well, let's get him in. Let's get him in one of our rooms, baby, because there ain't no safer place.
Oh,
Tell Augustina she better make some pasta. We want to make her feel at home.
Caramel,
Oh fuck!
chocolate with Oreo, and
Oh.
almonds.
oh,
My.
But I
there's
reserved this lollipop.
yeah. There's this plate of dessert apples that just made its way to us, Amanda. If you hear the sounds that we're making.
Oh my. No.
And they're all cut in.
Someone please
Pieces
pass
you
me
can
one of
take a
these
couple of
glasses that isn't.
I'm gonna
Isn't being
take these
used.
ones. Please pass on.
Not that I'm particularly.
Between you and John. Oh, you got it?
Yeah.
I reserved this lollipop.
Yeah.
Oh no. This is what I did not want to happen. Oh.
If you just, yeah.
Very sticky.
Alright. But yeah, after that, on the paper, even if you look at it, you have a situation report on basically which merchant princes are mobilizing where, sort of their expected numbers, basically important information as they plan to move into San Felipe and very likely make an attempt to kill Alessandro Lucani and recover their quote-unquote property in the number of fate witches that have been reported to be in and around San Felipe. So,
Ain't happening.
but yeah,
Andy?
once that information is shared, again, in true Avalon fashion, talk about the end times, and then right after that, move to revelry as more bottles are brought Stories are exchanged. Talks of previous battles and shared glory and lost comrades. Fill the evening in your little booth. Yep. Lazily, a black cat sort of perches atop the booth, sort of almost looking like it savors the stories with you.
Oh, yay. You're not creepy at all.
I'm just my friend.
You
You
hear
asked for men's souls that you would kill. Come
Yeah.
on.
you hear a very cute meow in response.
I want their blood. You can have their souls. It's fine.
But in the space
We waste none of the man.
It was every part.
in the space between the conversations, you know, in a voice that you're not exactly sure if only you can hear, you hear the low, gravelly voice respond, "I am only here to assist. And when the hypocrites that claim to worship Theus come to your door, I will be ready to feast."
Yeah, sure. You are welcome.
In
And
my
some
brain,
more
I hear
scritches. That's right.
Keith David
Mhm.
from Coraline.
Yep,
I'm only here to observe.
yep.
And of course, some cat appropriate bar snacks
Mm-hmm.
will be provided.
Cat appropriate bar snacks. I love it.
Jerky.
But yeah, the "I will be ready to feast" statement is met after that with a long stretch
Oh, big
from your cat
big yawn.
as it gets back and comfortable. So I'm eating this apple right now.
Yeah, it's,
Amanda,
it's
and
the
it's-
caramel.
It's
It's a job.
sticking my jaw shut.
But it's so good though.
Mhm.
Thank you, Lisa.
Great idea.
I don't get
Where
my
did
help.
they materialize from?
No. I've DoorDashed them.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the
By
voice.
the time we went to go get little donuts at the packing patch, they were already like done making them, so I didn't get my fair food.
What a please. Thank you.
I'm glad that everybody
Appreciate it.
can get a chance to experience
like
the,
people with
the,
short
the
arms made it happen.
confusion of you waving your paw in a general direction of something.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 3 things in reach, and it's like, which one? Which one do we want? If you want an idea of what that cat sounds like it sounds, Amanda, like a combination of like Keith David, who had a child with Tom Waits.
Excellent.
Oh, caramel. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
God.
So yeah, unless you have specific questions for the other 2 nights, even after providing you with that info, like it goes into story sharing and
Party mode.
yep, just night of revelry. And yeah, after a while you will be free to return to the house.
Yep.
There's a required at least 30 minutes of partying.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's part of the charter.
And
Well-
of course, once all of that is finally done, if anyone's up or there, they'll creepily appear and share the parchments and other information.
Yeah, as you arrive into the house, 2 people are crying.
One is vibrating.
I've come down to hydrate because I was told to do that.
Yeah.
Nando's here too.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, the whole crew pretty much is assembled now under this roof. Genia is doing like a hiring interview with Emil at one edge of the table.
So pleasant yet so threatening all at the same time.
Right. Like both pleasant and threatening, and there's a background of like tears and just excited conversation happening. So
I feel like I found a couch to sit at, and I'm just sitting with Leandro, just soaking in the
Yep.
vibes.
the vibes.
This is our family now.
Rethel is like, you gotta come see the ship.
I describe it in sensual ways. I'm like, oh, you should see the hull. It has a sweep and a curve. It just slices through the water, like it just glides. It's gonna be beautiful.
That bowsprit.
Right.
Nautical porn.
Yeah.
So the boat hat has, of course, you can tell from the ship butt.
Look at it run her off the crown.
That's probably needed.
Or the interview. So I guess she made her up the boat. Have this information, and I'm sort of a big deal now. I got promotion. Look at it.
Oh, you have a job? I did not know.
Sort of.
A bunch of the conversations go silent.
How did you get promoted? And none of us have even talked to Salvador recently.
Oh, that's what we're supposed to do tonight when everybody gets back together.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so much I want to know it so much.
I don't know, but I don't like it. So much attention.
Apparently
I
you're a
have
supervisor now.
I have direct reports now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a middle manager.
I love the middle pieces.
I don't know if I got a ruse. Anyway, here's this parchment.
What's on the parchment?
The
What does it say? I can't
Information
read.
that you will want to see.
Oh yeah.
I see some names that I recognize. I hate it, but pretty much. I tapped the mic.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I see the bit about Armada, and I'm like, that's too many. That's too many ships. That's too. Why a whole Armada? What? Really? Okay.
If the whole armada is here, then the other ships cannot get close.
I mean, yes, but also that's. I didn't. Wow. Okay. That's a lot. That's wow.
I'm waiting so much. This would have been the perfect moment for I tell you what, wow.
I know. I know.
Totally missed opportunity, Tony.
Hello.
Trying to drift back west. Do I recognize the Bernard or Bernac? What's his name? The Lord of the Fleet. The Lord Admiral, I guess. I got him mid-chew. Ha ha!
You do.
The head of the British Navy is called the High Sea
Sea
Lord.
Lord. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's technically that guy, but I was thinking that Jaren story because it's a great story.
Don't they have titles like Lord Captain, Lord Prince?
Yeah, shit like that.
My favorite thing is when I'm listening to British true crime, and they're talking about like, I guess the judges or whatever, and it's like
Magisters or
Lord
barristers.
Justice, Lord Cromwell,
Yeah.
Corky, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why is there two lords in there? I don't understand what it needs to be two.
You know the name.
More lord, more better.
Jeremiah Barrick.
Barrack. It's 9 o'clock.
And Evine can fill in the rest of the details.
I'm gonna be obnoxious while I try to figure out where my phone is.
Yep.
Okay, we're good.
You've got something stuck to your hat, Sally.
It's adhered.
Tape.
Wow.
Oh.
You collected tape. You got a tape parasite that followed you.
No, probably just a crafting thing.
Yep. Yeah, you even can fill the rest of the blanks, but you know Jeremiah Barrick. Like, this name is fucking famous. In the previous engagements that Queen Elaine had, he was the leader of the Sea Dogs, Queen Elaine's elite elite slew of ships. He's one of these dudes that stumbled upon sailing. Like, he wasn't like a career sailor, but then got really into it and became incredibly good at naval warfare because his unconventional approach somehow fucking worked. And he used tactics that a lot of the other navies were not used to see, and therefore, you know, had no counters against. There's legit a lot of chats that, like, he's probably blessed by the she, and that contributes to that.
I feel like
a
this
fair
dude
amount.
and who's the guy, the crazy dude with the, what's his name? The one that Jorge was with for a while. Like,
Yes.
they could, like...
Leon or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Barrick is at least less outwardly crazy. Like, he makes sense when he speaks. He just got into a career that was not his and found tremendous success in it. But yeah, he's one of the most famous names in Avalon. In fact, Evine, you know that some of the practitioners of glamour sometimes are even to call upon his magic because his name has become so famous that it can grant minor effects.
Damn. I heard one time, and this is again a weird, like, Evine is saying too many words.
Yep.
I
Evine
heard
turned
one time he made a drawbridge from the ship and dropped it on another ship, and they all ran over and stabbed the other guys.
Kasha, I'm frightened. She speaks so much.
right.
I'm about to use a hero point to negate magic effects to make sure it's the right Evine.
Just use your.
How are we even supposed to know? That's the scary part.
I use the fry squint ability.
Ritold uses his built-in dispel magic.
Is that somewhere?
No.
That was like immediate.
It's Felix. Talking about Changman's pecs again.
Okay, for it. It's fine.
I was like, I heard like dusky Korean.
Dusky Korean.
He has a very deep voice.
Yeah, Felix would resemble that remark.
That's my crust punk man.
I was going to say, do you remember when Dusky Korean opened for Malice Miser? That was a great show.
It was a very beautiful day.
Yeah, I wish I was there for that show.
From the report, one name immediately jumps at you, and the rest of the crew too. A little bit of a blast from the past because Francesco Alba Mondavi
Of course he's on there.
100% part of the mobilized people
because we have not yet murdered her.
Yeah, he is.
I'm gonna stab him.
He was very loud earlier when you rescued Marlena about his
like
property
way in the
being
beginning, yeah.
restored.
Oh, I've learned so much since then. Sharpen.
And he's still around, and he's still alive. Somehow,
Like,
given the track record of this crew.
Because we literally had bigger fish.
That's true.
That didn't even run back to Vidace or something, like a bitch.
Or not
Right?
quite
Like
literally,
this
but
asshole.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah. But now he has the backing of his merchant prince.
Yeah.
Alcide Mondavi has entered the arena. Alcide Mondavi for Smash. Yeah. You know about Alcide Mondavi from Sophia's Daughters.
Who?
You know a lot of shit about that guy that is not known to the public eye. The Mondavi merchant prince, the head of the household. He's one of the most mild-mannered merchant princes. He's outwardly one of the less, like, fucking Chad and annoying, right? He's not fucking Villanova, who's like Chad incarnate, right? But he's kind of soft-spoken and polite and, you know, like, seems to be, like, measured in his dealings. But you know from Sophia's Daughters, because you've actually been in and around people that have been affected by Mondavi and are traumatized for life. That dude is a legit sociopath and owns an island off the coast of Castile when he hunts people.
Hey, we also own an island, but we're not psychopaths.
Well, we only hunted people for one time to get the island.
Basically, legit kidnaps people from cities and drop them on the island, and
the most dangerous game.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
him and his rich buddies
these
go
guys,
for, you know,
fucking
hunting trips on the island where they hunt fucking hungry and terrified people.
Put that on the slapboard. I would love a second island.
Sorry, I said the island is off the coast of Bodace. It's not in Castile.
Makes sense.
Still.
The sea isn't that wide.
Mm-mm.
Molar Island.
Would love a little Sardinia situation. Yeah, let's go. We'll annex it for Odiseo.
Mm-hmm. The Fate Witches that were liberated from Mondavi's service are not in a good state. So
I'm not okay with it.
Well, no, we already have a list of people to kill. One more does not hurt.
yeah. You just clear one whole list in Liso, so you can just add to the one you already had in San Felipe or start a new one.
I feel like we already had a San Felipe list.
I think we did.
Yeah.
But we already killed several people on that list as well. So
I mean, there's some people that have been on there for a while. Like this guy was on.
Yeah.
I feel like Cardinal Verdugo has been on there.
And I spent so many
time.
lashes to get Julia. That's such a good day, though.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, 'cause screw her. How many times did she get away? Like, I'm still alive!
Yep. Alright, so your next step is going to be to go meet with Salvadora, and we will tackle that in just a minute. In the meantime, if there's anything else you want to plan for this evening outside of a boat christening for the morning.
No, we just gotta go see Madame Salvador tonight.
So the Mendez background is either the ship's master or one of their officers is a Jose. In any port in Odiseo or with a guild office or a Salvador Trading Co. office, one additional die is added to any risk to roll to repair, refit, outfit, or provision the ship, or to sell, acquire cargo.
Nice.
Shouldn't be saying your passwords out loud.
No, I'm.
It's a good one though.
I can never remember my fucking password to this thing, and I always have to change it like every time I try to sign in. I'm listening.
And then the Valsigna is blessed by a seasoned, actually, it's not Siarover. Because I guess the J is more of an I, typically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So instead of Siarover, it's, oh yeah, no, it is like Seal. Silver. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I believe you.
I'll hit up Linus later. What up, Nichols? Linus. And I'm still figuring out what to give that bonus. Like maybe it's like 10s explode when.
What are we giving a bonus to?
It's for the ship.
Oh.
I've been banking XP to put into the fleet.
Oh. Well, it depends on what role you want the ship to have. Like, what sort of things we'd be doing with it.
Well, this is a big old gunship, but also it's basically like a. How to describe this?
Maybe bonus when it's the flagship. Bonus when it's going being sailed into combat.
Yeah.
Bonus to people who are on the crew that are fighting on the ship. I don't know. Maybe it gives back hero points somehow.
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah. Well, yeah, I did want to kind of make up some other either backgrounds or adventures for the other ships, so that's good. Oh, that reminds me. Everyone roll a d10.
Prepared. Look at me.
I got 10.
Oh shit.
I got 9.
Jeez, I'm probably gonna roll 1 now.
3.
No, good. Roll
4.
All right, sweet. You get an additional hero point, Megan.
Oh, cool name.
Yeah. So we have 2 ships with this ability. Do you think we could do it twice?
Which ability?
So this was the adventure status called Tempting Fate. That's transport an NPC Fate Witch from one port to another. At the beginning of each game session, each hero rolls 1 die. Whichever rolls the highest gets an additional hero point for that session. Fate favors him. If the highest roll is a tie, then no one gets a hero point. Fate can be cruel.
This is true.
And both the Gull and the Phoenix have transported a NPC Fate Witch, the same one, and they're both in port with us. So I'm like,
Wait, is this like a transported one ever, or
Yeah.
Just... Oh, well. I don't know. I think that's a John question.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably going to be transporting a fair number of Fate Witches.
Piece of...
I think I've got something like
Sorry.
4 or 5 of them.
Dick shit? Is that with like a 1?
Dick balls.
Butt dicks.
Dick butt.
Penis irregular.
Things are being dumb and it's making me angry.
Wiggly diggly.
Penis Maximus? No, doesn't work.
No.
Just sounds like a big
That's
dick.
too flattering.
I was reminded of the terms mangina and sheenus today. That was pretty.
Oh dear.
All right.
Because I was watching the clips of old Greg from the Mighty Boosh, and yep,
It triggered Amanda.
Rabbit apparently remembers that Greg has a mangina that shoots a beam of light that makes you feel tingly apparently, and his
And
sweet
now he hosts the British Bake Off.
yep, yeah he does, and doesn't know how to pronounce guacamole.
Whack-a-mole.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Glenn prefers the word pussy.
What?
Glenn prefers the word pussy.
Pussy.
The boy pussy.
Bussy?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness!
Bussy.
Wow.
I didn't know that he was Now I know things about Glenn. Things he's into.
You know, I know a lot of things about Glenn.
He does know that means the other.
I guess technically his brother's the one who prefers it, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're not interchangeable. They mean different orifices.
Yeah.
Has he ever described it as bussin'? Sorry.
Glenn, we know
No,
too much about your search
probably.
history right now.
Also, so does the internet.
So while I'm being incredibly endearing, hey John, can we abuse the system?
You're playing in this game.
Yeah. So we have both the Gull and the Phoenix in port.
Yep.
Do we get to roll twice to see if we can get
Yes.
two people with the? All right,
These
roll
are
again.
Legendary ships.
Let's go.
I'm also
Oh,
just,
no, I got the
I'm
10.
convenient.
I got a 2.
Okay.
What happened? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
3.
2.
Rabbit.
Roll another d10, Amanda.
I did, I just couldn't unmute. I got a 2.
Sick.
Wow.
I got another point.
Yep. Yeah, keep generating those because you got a built-in engine that just keeps giving me dice constantly.
Yeah.
Is that what that's doing? Oh, that's not just me
I mean,
anymore. Or me.
Yep.
I'm
Oh yeah,
not
no,
doing
that's
it.
yeah. He was
It's
pointing
you.
at you. He wasn't pushing the button.
Oh.
You are the button.
I'm the
Yeah.
button.
You're not even the button. You are.
Um,
You're the entropy machine.
yeah, phone behave.
Is your phone
Bussy
Being a bussy.
with a
No,
U but
that's-
2 5s.
not
That's
search
not-
that?
All right,
That's not what
everybody.
that means.
no.
Yep. You'll get a host of Pornhub links.
Oh, I made an OnlyFans account.
Yes.
Yeah,
Should you be proud of that?
because we were talking about it last time.
I know.
It's great.
That's amazing. I'm glad this
Rewatched.
materialized.
I was like, I need to placeholder Hatter. Like, come on. So
Yeah.
yeah, look me up. What's up?
OnlyFans.
Oh,
There's
we
nothing
watched,
on there.
Bernadette Banner made the OnlyFans.
Her-
for
Oh
just
yeah,
for,
yeah,
like,
the ankles.
Yes.
Oh,
sweet
yeah.
ankle
Oh yeah,
content.
JC was telling me the saga.
We watched that video
Sounds
today.
great.
It's the first time I'd ever seen her with her hair down, and her hair is very pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, you sure you don't want to just do ankles?
And then we watched her try to close the Edwardian way, and she was like, I hate this. I'm so glad we have washing
Yep.
machines.
I bet. And especially because a lot of those clothes were fucking heavy, dense, and good God, getting them wet. Fuck.
Well, the ones that you wear on the outer layers, you didn't really have to wash as often. It was
Right.
mostly you were washing the
The under, because it would just get gross. Anyway. Yeah, we know things.
Yep.
Stuff is known.
So in the ancient Rethold Google Drive folder, I've made a new document for the custom backgrounds.
I will go check it out.
I haven't finished Valzigna, but Mendez y Mendez has been fleshed out.
All right. So
Do you really need to do that? I'm sorry,
Your
I'm
phone is
distracted
just-
by my phone being dumb.
the phone being
Those happen.
they are like children, and sometimes
What this app that I was trying to use was being dumb, and I thought every once in a while I have to like restart my phone because my phone just decides it doesn't want to. So I restarted my phone. It turns out no, it's the app being dumb, not my phone. So I'm like, oh well, it's fine. But now it's like, hey, let's back up all the photos on your. I'm like, there's too many. It's gonna take too long. Don't do that.
right. Like this is what you wanted, right?
No, not okay. Well,
Sally and I were talking in the car the other day, and I had my Maps app on. It was giving directions, and it decided was like, I know you're trying to use voice commands, but like I'm not set up to do that. And then it stopped doing everything else while I'm driving, and I'm like, I didn't ask you any of this, phone.
This is not what I wanted.
Like, do your job and nothing else. Like
I
that's.
wasn't talking to you, phone.
It was like, it stopped my maps, it stopped everything else to tell me, like, yeah, I'm not set up to do that. And it's like, that's not what I asked. I didn't ask anything.
Yeah, mine's always listening.
Yeah, mine, because my car doesn't have Bluetooth, so I have like a little like aux like
Right.
plug-in Bluetooth thing. And to turn it off, you have to hold the button down until the light on it turns red.
Right.
But sometimes in the lighting, like you can't really tell if it's turned red or not. But if you take if you let go too early, and for whatever reason, trying to turn that thing off triggers my phone to be like, Bixby voice isn't set up. And I'm like, I don't want it. I specifically
Fucking
turned off
Bixby.
Bixby voice. I don't want Bixby voice
Yes.
set up.
Why is it there? For the longest time, mine was doing that too.
Yep, that's right. Yours would start. Sally's phone would start like just going into like voice search, but never pulling the trigger. So like we'd start talking,
And
and it would beep, and then there would be like a fucking paragraph of bullshit we're discussing, just recorded on this phone.
Yes, I realize my phones are listening to me and recording everything, but
Yep.
you have to be so obvious about it.
It
Come
makes
on.
me self-cautious, and I'm like, wow, I'm say fuck a lot.
It's punctuation. It's fine.
Yes, I mean where I come from, it definitely is. And then you get special combos by stringing them.
Oh my god, so many combos.
That's
so
right.
many strings.
It was a joy of my life to listen because my dad doesn't curse.
I remind you, there's an app that strings them together for you.
So my
Because
dad
it's a thing.
would string them, but with the equivalent of like darn, and you know, it's all the PG versions.
Oh, my dad does that too.
And he would get super mad and fucking start stringing them, and they're all like, I was like, this is, I know you're losing your shit right now and throwing your hat on the ground, but like it's also kind of adorable because you're also trying not to cuss.
My dad's two favorite things to say are "Holy rat" and "Oh, for crying in a bucket."
I love it.
Wow.
That is so in line with everything
Yeah.
you've told us about your
Yeah.
dad right now.
The lore is rich
Like,
and well constructed.
like your dad is a well-written character
Yeah.
because these lines of dialogue
The only
match the character.
swear word I ever really hear is he'll say "God damn it" sometimes, like if he's, but most of the time, yeah, he doesn't swear at all.
Yeah.
He just has his random where you're like, what does that even mean?
My dad doesn't. My mom does,
Nobody
and
knows.
for my mom it's even better because for my mom it's a built-in laugh button. Like if I tell something and pretend to be upset and just fucking swear, like it will make my mom laugh. So that's a fucking shortcut.
My
My
mom just
favorite-
says shit a lot.
My favorite thing that my dad says that's a swear word, which is not really a swear word, is because he can't say "shut up." It comes out "shovel up,"
Alright, let's shovel it.
and it just fills me with so much joy every time he gets pissed off. He goes "shut up!" I'm like,
Sure.
We're laughing!
oh, his English makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And the
Whenever-
bushings.
Whenever my dad is like working on some sort of house project, first of all, he talks to himself.
Nice.
He's like,
My dad did that.
he's like, he'll just be like, George, why did you do it this way? Well, you've already done it. Like you can just hear it in the other room, and you're like,
Oh, he does the call and response, dude. Like that's amazing.
and
Yes.
once when you hear, God damn it, for crying in a bucket, like he'll do both of those. He'll swear and do the other thing, and you're like, just pick one, Dad. It's fine.
So
No one's
lovely.
going to judge you.
You're talking to yourself right now. You have.
You're like, Dad, are you okay? Oh.
There's no
Fine.
audience.
It sighs deep, or the oh God. That's another thing that he does.
Yeah, my dad would get legit stuck. Like when he had the farm, and he would be like fucking 11th hour working, like fucking done with this shit, and something would go sideways. He'd start cursing,
Quote unquote.
but then it wouldn't fucking stop. Like, and he would go back. He would loop back around like a fucking stuck record. It's like, all right, that's the move. That's your cue to be like, I'm just gonna give him a moment.
Right.
He just
Gonna-
needs to work through this.
Over here.
Absolutely love it.
Yep. And he wouldn't yell, right? Because my dad, I mean, very rare. And my dad yells. He's
Yeah,
like very
same.
loud man. He's just like this. It'll be like fucking shit, goddamn fuck shit. Like just stuck at that level. Like just
Mambo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, every once in a while you get the, oh, well, now you've done it, George.
Nice.
Oh, that's when you know it's bad.
Yeah.
calling himself out.
I feel like it's the equivalent of your dad throwing his hat down.
Yeah. The hat.
Like that's he's real mad.
Because my dad has no top protection, so when he throws the hat down, it's because he's like, I care not about protecting my dome anymore.
You know, one of my favorite ones was the, well, how did this, well, I wish I hadn't done it that way, but I already did. Entirely to himself. Me sitting in the other room being like, Dad?
Just unpacking this whole situation. I wish things didn't happen this way, but I guess they did. So I'm gonna have to live with this, and it's my own damn fault. That's amazing. You get the whole thought process.
Yeah. He refers to himself in the third person a lot when he's working on things. Like, George,
Nice.
what have you done?
That's a good disassociative technique, right? When you fuck up, you're like, God damn it, John. Fuck you. You always eat my leftover sandwiches.
I do it.
You
I've noticed that I
assholes.
do it too, though. Because I'll be like, it's like, no, Megan, what are you doing? Stop.
I never call myself, like, I definitely talk to myself and berate myself for things like that, but I never actually say Lisa. So I was like, you dumb bitch. Like,
you know who you're talking to.
yeah, I know exactly.
You don't need to call it out.
They know who they are.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh well.
Oh yeah.
You're
This
in your
happens.
house
Yep.
now.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, it didn't really smudge.
Yeah,
too
it
much.
didn't.
Which worries me.
You mean like it's never coming off ever?
So I use
It just upped the smoke.
nice. So internet, because you need to know this apparently. So I did my makeup for the first time in fucking forever, and by
I just
makeup
noticed
I
that
mean
you have a big American flag that says "adult" on your wrist.
On your
Oh,
wrist.
God. from the
I
pumpkin
think you
head.
look down.
Like where?
It's alright, I just need a reminder to know I'm an adult.
Yeah.
An American adult for that.
It's the block letter adult.
Yes.
That really sells it.
I went to a pumpkin patch, so we're gonna take pictures of the pumpkins. I want to look cute, so I did my eyeliner and my lipstick. But I didn't have my eyeliner, and I usually use like the crayon kind because it smudges and my because I have like I don't have hooded eyes, but I've got like so much eyelid, it just eye folds.
You got eye pockets.
Yes, I have eye pockets. And so, like, it's easier to use the crayon because then I can just smudge it into submission. And, like, liquid stuff, like, my eyes get all, like, wrinkly and crepey, so, like, it never comes out as a straight line.
Yeah.
So Deanna's like, I'll do your eyeliner, Minga. So she used her eyeliner, and I'm like, it's never coming off. It's just my life now.
It'll come off with a wipe.
Yeah.
I'll use a makeup wipe. But it's just like, just forever I'll have this.
You can be like my tia Jole, who got hers tattooed on her face.
You know,
Yeah.
I think about that every now and then. I'm like, how goth am I?
I know somebody who did that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names.
Yeah, she got
If you
her,
hear this, you'll know yourself.
her
You're not gonna
eyeliner
listen
and
to
her
this.
eyebrows.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Tattoo.
friends that did their eyebrows, but yeah.
My mom still draws hers. She's like 76.
That's just life now, man.
Mm.
She's there. She's at that stage.
It's just part of her morning ritual
Yep.
thing.
That's
That's just
right.
what we do.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay, Madame Salvador.
Yes.
I thought there was a fly, but okay,
No.
we're getting back
This
to the
is
game
the last
now.
thing we do tonight.
I think I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. So yeah, grants the crew/ship a bonus die on risks to sailing, intimidate, aim, hide, or warfare when engaged in naval combat, raiding, and pillaging. Because that's exactly
Perfect.
what it says for Sjoror.
Perfect.
So we will apply those liberally. So yeah,
All
Salvadora.
right. You make your merry way. Actually, Xavier comes to see as you're getting about to leave and says, "Should I?"
I go, oh, gotta put a bell on that old man.
Right. Mostly because Zhenya. he's sort of ghosting around.
You guys are cool now, though, aren't you?
We're friends enough now.
They have a working
civil.
relationship.
Yeah.
He comes in and Jesus, the familiarity, madam. Rub straight against my leg. No preamble.
It's just how your relationship is now.
Yeah,
I guess.
basically. I just get a hand shoved into my
That goat
hand.
took a whole bite out of me.
Oh wow!
Ooh. Damn.
Yeah, the goat.
Did you disinfect it?
Yeah. I washed it with soap and water, and then we used Bactine.
Yeah,
We're like,
that's the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xavier comes to check and sees. Should I prepare the cart, the carriage?
Sure. For old time's sake.
And he bows, goes back to the carriage house, brings up the horses and carriage.
I feel a little bad having him do it, but it gives him something to do.
I mean, he asked. He offered.
I mean, yeah, but you're like he's like an antique.
Augustina sort of waves her hand and is like, that gets him out of the house.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of.
did we ever establish if they're a thing?
They probably are.
Because in my brain, they're married.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
I don't know that you ever mentioned it.
Not well in
We've
game,
never
no,
asked,
but like
it's
I
never
think
come
I've
up.
asked about it before.
No,
like,
you've established it in game because at some point, and I don't know if you shared that with the group,
oh, that's right.
Augustina was sad and you were trying to figure out why.
Yeah.
And she basically told you, well, it's always like that around the anniversary. And you found out that they had a son.
That's
and
right,
the son
that's right,
died.
yes.
Oh.
I was like,
And when-
Zhenya knew. And I'm like,
And when
Oh, no,
Xavier
he's-
disappears
he's-
at that time of the year, it's because he's visiting the son's grave.
yeah, so no, I wouldn't have
Wow,
said
he's
anything.
real Montaigne. God damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said anything like that. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
still know then.
yeah, that's
Fine.
not. Yeah, you
So
guys.
Zhenya knows.
Yeah.
I feel like
Lisa knows.
if I if I
I
have
think everybody else just assumes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
I feel
not.
like
Or is oblivious to it.
I mean, if I have a desire to, I could probably read it, but I don't really.
I mean,
so.
even if she doesn't know, Jimena is shipping them anyway. So,
Yeah.
like,
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, and I don't know that she doesn't ever like really uses her last name, but she has both names.
So, like, Leandro's coming with us because I'm unwilling to
Well,
not
you're
be
joined.
with him
You're
right
joined
now.
at the hip.
But I guess it's
When
not
Isak
happening.
comes in, you're gonna get like one full blind man because they're missing opposite eyes. Because Leandro also lost an eye during his
Right.
captivity.
Dashing.
Yeah, but it's
Silver
the
Fox.
opposite one to Isak. So you pair them together, they Voltron into a full blind man. Blind
Wow.
man.
Wow, that is an amazing transformation.
Damn, man!
Don't
Like,
Don't tell your mom.
That's the hidden wish.
Best of both worlds.
The hidden wish of every white man, whether they confess to it or not.
was that why you felt threatened by Black Panther?
Right?
Oh,
Deep cuts. Deep cuts. Anyway.
Yep. So yeah, Xavier prepares the carriage and waits patiently outside. I don't even know if the whole retinue is gonna fully fit
No,
in.
yeah, I was wondering
Jenya's
that as
gonna
well.
crow and sit on either Ricardo's shoulder or Xavier's shoulder.
All right.
Clown carriage. I mean, sorry. I
Yeah.
said the C word.
Yep.
you can say it. The word doesn't bother me.
Okay.
It's the
Good. But you know what I meant.
It's
the
the visual.
images.
It's the visual.
Right. Yeah, because there's now Marlena with Leandro.
Yvonne can Nightcrawler, so
Yeah, Evie.
Yeah, she can shadow
I don't give
shift.
a shit about
Evie
that.
can probably
I'm
hang from
willing
the bottom
to sit
of
on
the
Leander's lap for the team.
for the team, sure.
I think that'd be adorable.
Right. Yeah, so there's Rethel, Jimena, Marlena, Leandro, Ricardo, Zhenya.
Yeah. But Zhenya will either meet
Evie.
you there or like perch as
Yeah.
a crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ricardo's seated inside. If you want to sit outside, you
Yeah.
can hang out with Xavier.
Yeah, she'll sit with Xavier. Maybe not on his shoulder, but she'll sit with him.
Yep. You actually see him like scoot a little bit to the left to give you a spot on the bench.
We're working it out, guys. In the way that we can.
And on you go, trotting about the
Does
familiar
it have
streets.
like one of those back shelves for luggage? That's
Yep.
where Jimena's sitting.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sitting on the back
Oh
shelf.
yeah, she wants to go backwards.
There's a back shelf, and the back shelf even has like a footrest because there's a spot. It's
For like
an
a
it's an
footman. Yeah, for the
older
footman, yeah.
Nice.
carriage, so there's a spot where the footman could like stand up and hang out near the chest. So like if you sit on the carriage, like you can probably prop your feet on the
Nice.
footrest.
Yep.
And be fairly comfortable. Yeah, you trot along the familiar streets and up to the noble quarters. Our family taken to Madame Salvadora's estate, led to the usual back door, where servants usher you in from the carriage house, up the set of stairs to the familiar war room, where a valet opens the door for you.
Hey, that's Luna.
No,
It's a
this
valet.
time
Luna
it's a
Maria is-
male valet
It's
opening
a
the door
male
for
valet,
you.
gotcha. All right.
Yep, Luna Maria is nowhere to be seen.
And she's not a valet.
No, she's
She's
the personal
more than
assistant.
that.
Yeah. Well, I think she's a little more personal than an assistant, but that's beside the point.
Second in command, more or less.
Oh, you think they're a partner? Oh, well, good for them.
Oh, yeah, I
You
don't
just-
actually know.
Jenya knows everyone's.
You just loafed right on the cord. Like when she lies down, it's like her legs just disappear and retract into her body.
I like when she does like the full Superman and like her little chicken feet.
Yeah.
She does the split.
Her little drumsticks are in back. And her... Yeah, real cute.
But yeah, you are brought into the room, announced, and the familiar side table with tray of refreshments is there. There is a map laid out on the table with the usual shipping routes, but there's routes and points in San Felipe indicated in red on this map.
I head over to the side table
Yep.
and I move some plates off of a tray, and then I start putting food on the tray. I just sort of pile it up, and then I slide over to the table, and I start matching it, and I sort of like look up at Salvadora and kind of get a shit-eating grin.
She's not in yet.
Oh, okay,
You're alone in the
Yeah.
room.
I'm seeing where the overlap is between hers and my aunt's map.
Yes, you see that, which is also in a different color. The red you suspect is Vodache shipping lines.
All right, does it look really fucking annoying or just normal annoying?
Well, it looks like more mobilization than usual. There's more traffic in San Felipe from the Vodache merchant princes than used to be.
Can I? Let me get a wits.
Yep, get a roll in.
Should I do sailing or should I do?
You can do either sailing or warfare.
Yeah, I want to sailing. Let me get the sailing.
And if anybody else wants to look at those maps, you
Sure.
can also do that.
I'm
May I
cleaning the feather of Ricardo's hat.
May I use scholarship? Since
Wow,
we
what a
didn't have
euphemism.
any sailing.
Yeah, he's got a really nice like pheasant feather
Yeah.
on there.
Just picking shit out of it
Jimena is eating snacks.
with her weird little beak.
These snacks are good.
Can
She
you
knows about being on a ship. She doesn't know anything about shipping.
How
use
much
scholarship instead
Oh,
of
also not
sailing?
Jenya's
scholarship and yeah, you can do sailing.
forte.
I think scholarship is good for you, like wits scholarship.
Okay.
Because you'll get a different perspective on it than Wrestled. How well does Jimena know Mabayan cuisine?
No. What cuisine?
It's from Mabay, so it's like, think about like Ethiopian,
Okay.
African cuisine.
She probably wouldn't be super familiar, but I feel like she would have probably had it at some point in her travels on the
You're a known food connoisseur, right? Like, so you.
I mean, whatever it is, if it's food, she's gonna eat it.
Right.
Because she doesn't get poisoned and she doesn't get sick. So.
Yep.
You got 5.
But yeah.
So
5?
these are interesting flavors.
Is that it? I feel like I should
yeah.
get
So
one more.
there's different spices than what you're usually eating, but very good actually. There's a selection of
Wow, look at those
again
twos.
being a food connoisseur.
Fucking gross.
You'd be like, oh yeah, this is Afri cuisine.
She would know well enough that you're supposed to like eat it mostly with your hands.
Yep.
Like you dip
You can eat it with your hands, and there's like even like
pita, like bread.
yeah, there's like bread on there that you can just
There's like
dip in.
not in jar, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pile, scoop.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be something that she hasn't had a lot, but she has had before.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh, it's been a minute.
Yep. There's like a container of piping hot tea that the real life equivalent that you would recognize. It's like Moroccan.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a shit ton of 3s and 1s and 3s. I have 3 3s and 2 2s and 1 1, and that brings me to 14. So that only counts for 1, but 2 4 6 7.
Okay.
Which is actually not a bad amount of raises. That's actually a good rate. Those
Yep.
are good raises.
Yep. Yeah, you can see like this is a trade war happening. Like this is when rival companies are starting to mobilize against one another and are, going at it, right? Like there's some muscling into shipping lanes and market. No open hostilities. Like they're not fighting like their merchant navy, but
I'm gonna straight up let Jose Palabra know, and we're just gonna start fucking cutting into everyone. And I'm gonna give 10 to the guild. I'm gonna give 10% to the guild and 10% to Salvadora. And just be like, this is my tax. This is me paying taxes
Just
on
full privateer.
because it's gonna dent everyone that isn't them.
Yep.
And so to help compensate for those losses,
Yep.
I'm just gonna be like, here you go. Look, hey, this is how we're doing it. It's cool. And then I make that 30 back, and that's a bit of it's great.
Perfect.
I look over at Ricardo. I'm like, we're gonna be so fucking rich.
Ricardo sort of looks at the map and he's like, "Are we?"
Oh yeah.
What do I see? I don't know if I know anything about that stuff.
Well, for you, it's less about, you don't know so much about like the commercial piece, but a lot of the names attached to this are very familiar to you. You notice that 3 of the merchant prince families have been activated. You notice that Lucani is sitting this one out, potentially because Alessandro, one of the favored nephews, has sided with Salvadora, so they're backing out. They're not going to fight their nephew.
One of them, of course.
Mondavi is 100% one of them. Caligari is also activated, and the fucking chattiest is also at the table. with Giovanni Villanova at the helm, which makes you smile inwardly because one of the secrets that you know from Sophia's daughters and being in the circle of trusted, which is like that's a secret that almost nobody wants to talk about because of the danger it involves, but Giovanni Villanova is married to a Fate Witch. He also has a courtesan as a mistress. They are very famously at odds with each other.
Oh yes,
I
remember reading this.
They are fighting this like silent battle because Valentina Villanova is very much the jilted wife, right? Like, why is my husband hanging out with this no good courtesan? And Juliet, his courtesan, flaunts it every chance she gets. And gets like yeah, bitch, I'm with your husband.
Now what?
Openly, right? He brought me to this opera. What are you gonna do about it? But you know full well from Sophia's daughters that both of them are Sophia's daughters, and they're playing the long con. They are allies of each other, and they are conspiring for the moment where they can bring Giovanni Villanova down. They're probably some of the highly placed members of the orders.
So, I'm shipping them now. I mean,
yeah.
now we're shipping these people.
Let's go.
Yeah.
When
I thought we were headed for like a ninja scroll situation, but no, they're friends.
No,
actually.
they're secretly allies. Juliet actually, in secret, taught Valentina how to read and write. And they're basically continuing their feud because as long as they do, people don't suspect that they're both conspiring to cut the head off one of the most prominent merchant prince families in all of Vodace. And when the time is right, he's going to be the first to die. But yeah, he's a mega Chad. If you think about everything
I dislike about the
Yes.
men, that's him.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just
he's vain, he's full of himself, he wears those shirts that seem to have no buttons, right? Like
it just
cut
like
all the
plunges
way down.
right down to the button of his pants.
Yep.
What a dick.
Yeah. I think he used to be on the cover of the old Vodace book. He
would be. I do remember actually reading about them in your old Vodace book.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the physical copy. Man, that's old.
So
old
you
times.
recognize... Oh yeah. There. That's the old picture. And that's actually him with his wife and his mistress too. Yeah, it's kind of a small picture, but you'll get the vibe just from
Yep.
He's the
It's good to be the Chad.
Yep. Oh yeah. He's owning it. That ostentatious like
I mean,
Theus cross.
it's good until it's not. Because it's dead.
But yeah, the worrisome part is that these three families have a lot of capital between the three of them. The thing that you would know is that they are not.
Audacious.
They're not gonna go down with this ship. They're not people with causes that doesn't involve them personally. So they're siding with this cause right now to take Salvador down, but like if you make enough of a show of force and push back, they're gonna cut their losses and step away from this. They are not gonna fight to the last just on principle.
You mean the Villanova one?
All three of the merchant
Oh,
princes.
okay.
They're gonna protest and they're gonna make a big stink about it, but they're not gonna threaten their entire enterprise, and they're standing for something as pedestrian as the liberation of Odisseo. Right now there's something to gain because Salvadora is a shrewd trader, and if they can take her down, that means more profits for them because they can take over some of her shipping routes. But, you know, past that, the cause is not going to be enough for them to fight. As you're pondering this and looking over those maps and exchanging sort of the pieces of information that you got, you hear the latch on the door click and the side panel sliding open from the secret door into the room. You expect to see Madame Salvadora, but instead steps in two figure, a shorter, sort of more feminine form, wearing a pristine long coat of the city guard, hair cropped short, hat under one arm, and accompanying her, a figure wearing the clear coat of the knight captain of San Felipe.
Oh, it's Jose and Josefina.
As Captain Jose.
I look
And
dour as
Josefina.
fuck, and I point with the hand that isn't holding the tray, and I go, "Do you know what's going on in your city? You've got assassins running amok. They're goodness. Evine, Evine, where the hell is Evine? Tell them all the things they're fucking up."
Jimena actually drops her food and lets out a Mija! And like,
I am so
runs-
disappointed as she
runs
glomps her.
no.
Where's the dog?
Where is? Oh, he'll be at the house.
Yeah, probably at the
We-
house.
we,
Yeah.
we already met
Yep.
the dog.
Yep. The dog is safely back at the house.
Yeah, was it?
Very well fed.
The dog has plot protection.
Yeah, you get a big.
She does under like, let me look at you. Oh, you cut your hair. Oh.
Yeah, like Josefina and Jose, like you get some handshakes, some hugs.
I sit down the plate and bodily lift both of them when they get around to it.
You get like a "I'm sorry, boss," as you lift him up.
No, it's worse. I'm no longer your boss. You have no one to answer to but yourself, and frankly, I'd be upset.
Well, that's kind of part of why we're here. And Josefina like sort of puts another map on the side of it, and you see like some of the strongholds that were on that first map with X's on it.
Okay.
She says, "This is our nightly report. We didn't expect you were going to be here tonight, so this is a pleasant surprise.
Oh, good.
The captain is good at leading the men. He's not so good at organizing the information and presenting it in a way that makes sense. That's my work."
I'm like, yes, duh, thank you, yes. We keep getting people who have like one eye, and so like, you know, we're learning to compensate for that.
Leandro's head like ducks a little bit in his shoulders.
I hear you make up for it. It's fine.
Even as a crow,
I kiss
the wooden eye
Yeah, it just
falls
sort of
to the
rolls
floor.
on.
Damn it! As she squawks,
Yep.
and then
That's
she
right.
dives to the floor, landing gently, and goes, "Why?"
You're cleaning your feathers as a crow, and as you poke at something, like the eye rolls out from between
Under
two
a
feathers.
wing.
Yep. And it's still there. You
She's
haven't
still,
seen that man in months.
she's still a sicko. She could have given it back in Liso, but no. She's
wasn't
continued
there.
to keep it. The whole camp was there.
He wasn't there.
Oh, this is the story you're telling now. Okay.
Yeah. He
No, Lisa, he was not
Yeah.
there.
No,
Yeah,
Antonio
Janos
knows,
wasn't there.
but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rethold, of course.
wait
would be
until you go back to the carrion crow and they're like, "Oh yeah, Janos died like a month ago."
Now you're
He's
fucking
been dead,
haunted.
son.
The haunted
like,
eyeball.
20 years.
Yeah. What are you talking about? He was like never here. Like these children just amused
There was
themselves.
also this other guy that had necklaces. Anyway.
directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Damn it!
It was the eye the whole time.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yep. Evine gets PTSD as the eye steps on a horse and rides a ghost horse into the horizon, telling stories that never end. As you're having your reunion, and Josefina explains much better than Jose that they're sort of hitting like the secret strongholds of the Vodace, so they don't get a foothold, because trade is trade and they have their trade permits, but whenever they hear that they have like contraband or like things that they're not supposed to have, they basically like do raids. And it's like, yeah, we've uncovered like at least 2 or 3 companies that are technically not theirs, so they're not affiliated, but they are, right? So we're still hitting them. So yeah, there's been some work happening. And as you get this debrief, the door clicks open again, and Salvadora steps in.
And there she is.
By herself. And the all of the pretense is dropped the moment the door is clicked, and all of you get a hug. You get a long stare, right? Like as if like, let me look at you for a second. And there's small talk exchange, but you get the feeling of, you feel like for her this is the return of treasured friends. Jose and Josefina sort of step aside as this is happening, and she sees that you've all grabbed food and that but still feels compelled to tell you there are more. We can have more refreshments brought in, so don't be shy.
May I ask where Maria is? Is she not joining us today?
You see Jose sort of look askance a little bit at that, and Salvadora sort of takes a moment and says, Luna Maria is on assignment. They have a very personal stake into Vodace encroaching into their new home. And have taken it upon themselves to strike at the heart of the monster using the skills that they know best. I trust them.
Well, as well, if they've run afoul of them.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, I do have a little bit of that. I wish we were here to be invited. But yes, I'm sure it is important, and that that they are quite competent.
She pours herself a cup of tea, and that gilded teapot goes up pretty dangerously high as she's pouring. But then says, yes, there's much to discuss. But first, good work liberating Liso.
It was messier than it needed to be.
It was a lot of fun.
So I hear.
Not as much as I would have liked, but...
Zhenya has like a half like, yeah, it was fun to fight, but it wasn't a fun ending. Like...
There were very many people in Liso that helped us in the end.
Good. Nothing rouses a people like taking part in their own liberation.
That is part of why we came, and we managed to get back as soon as we did.
Well, regardless, that part is done. Some of my agents are already working at establishing a foothold. You've done well to secure them. We will try to keep them safe as much as possible with the storm that is coming. Cardinal Verdugo will not take this lightly. We will await his response. For now, we have a much less subtle and more prominent enemy rearing its head.
Do you know how to break a Siren artifact?
Jenny looks very great. Yes.
Because when she's like subtle or
right,
Verdugo, and I'm just chuckling because I'm like, oh yeah, because
Yeah.
that was subtle.
Yep. When you when you put the Cardinal as a paragon of subtlety, you know. It depends. It is complicated, although not impossible.
But if it's not impossible, I can do it.
Okay then, yeah, let's get that started because
There's a process.
okay.
What are we talking about here?
It's a giant black.
Didn't we have it, like,
obelisk
shipped to
that-
her?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
The danger is
no, they're sitting at dock. One in one ship, one in the other.
Was it one sunk already?
No, that was Plan B. Was if she
Okay.
can't find a way to break it, we're gonna sink it in the middle of the bay so that we know that it's. at
But
least-
just half of it.
leave it
Yeah.
in my care for a couple more days.
Can we give
Jenny
you
looks
half?
Very uncomfortable.
Yes. I don't need both halves.
Yeah, I think the obelisk itself in the bell would be adequate, and that way, if needs be, that can be, and then we can find a safe place for the other bit.
It has not been silent in my head since I was 4. I do not like that thing here.
The Cerneth were alien, terrifying, wondrous, all at once. Whatever relics we find of their civilization drives that point home perfectly. As a result, though, their artifacts, especially those that have very big effects, are created with such a delicate balance that brute force would risk unleashing whatever patterns is contained within and potentially leveling this entire mansion. It has happened before. Not here, but at some other locations.
So, if we were to say get it to Vatican City,
Are you trying to weaponize the destruction of that Cerneth artifact?
well,
perchance?
you know, to
That was not the agreement.
I can't believe there's anyone worth saving in that city after everything
I don't
we've
care
seen.
about them. No,
Mm.
we destroy it.
Yes,
Well-
in the middle of the square, in front of the Pope.
Oh, now you want to make bomb.
Assassinating good King Sandoval might not make you friends here in Castile, even in Odisseo.
Just like in these, there are certainly some innocent people, even in the
The
Vatican
Odysseans
City.
want to be free, but they're not calling for the death of the good prince.
Let's set it off in the hills as a weapons demonstration.
I think that they'll miss us seeing things explode.
I just, you know,
That's
this,
what he
Red Gold's gonna
This
do
sounds-
like nuclear tests.
this
in
sounds
the
like
hills.
it's going to be a delicate process that's going to take forever.
If you miss things that make explode, go with Jimena to her shack. She'll help you.
At the she shack and the she shed and the
Yeah.
Him in a shack.
the she shack bang the bang bang she shack.
It is our point.
That's
Too many
what we're calling
syllables
it
for
now.
Rethel. Okay. Just like this sounds like it's going to take a while to do it without causing undue damage. So let's just take it somewhere where it can do damage, and then make a story out of it. Just an idea.
That's not undoable. The one thing, though, is that if we study it, we might be able to better understand how it works and potentially figure out some countermeasures. I'm worried that this might not be the only one of its kind.
I'm sure it's not the only one of its kind. And if they have one, they have another.
Okay. I'll break that one too. I don't mind.
Well, now you know how. just separate them. But yes, the merchant princes are encroaching as much as they can. Being annoying, leveling tariffs, hounding our supply lines. You know the strategies.
Oh, yes.
It is good that I returned then. I'm sure there are some property that they wish to reclaim, and I am not going to let them do that.
We've added some eyes around your shop as well, my dear.
Of course,
I'm
I
afraid
appreciate it.
You and your people are firmly into the crosshairs.
It's something I expected. Maybe not so soon, but better time is there than now.
Francesco Mondavi demands the return of escaped Fate Witches.
I hope he tries to demand to my face.
You included by name.
I have a response, actually, too.
She sort of smirks a little bit and says, like, amusing development that I think you would find a bit of a tickle to find out. He seems to think that your dear husband passed away in prison.
Then he should absolutely come to collect in person, to be disabused of many misinformations.
Leandro sort of looks uncomfortable there for a second, but then, like, nods.
Squeeze his hand.
Sort of, like, grimly, and he says to you, we can use this.
It is true. It's
good to be dead.
I do have other things in mind as well. It is time
it's not
now
too bad.
that I formalize our organization of witches. I believe that is imperative
Somewhere
at this
off
point.
in the distance. My parents
My
Just-
I don't know who mine are.
I only think one of them is dead. I think the other one's good. I think he's just drinking now, and then, you know, it's good for him. It's good. He drinks, he sings, it's great.
I hear a somewhere upon the wind.
My parents are dead.
A lot of parents are
It
dead.
was the Jugbox fault.
This is fucking European fantasy. It's like parents are just like
Mine were
fuel
killed by
for-
the church.
Yeah.
I never knew my father.
Yeah, because you're Irish.
Sir.
Because you're in a sh-
That's racist.
Is it, if it's true? Yes.
I love the pause and it's like just considering it.
No,
Yes.
What?
It's like, is it if it's true? Yes. Yes, it is.
still racist. Still racist. Doesn't make it better.
Never mind, it's still bad.
My mother died of a broken heart.
Yeah, that'll happen if you break the heart. Then it kills you for that's why you should stand for
That's
sinner's
usually
mass.
what happens.
You
at some
separate
point.
the aortas and
It's funny because the squirrel gets dead.
Oh man, what?
It's like there's a serial killer among us. Yeah, Leandro says, as you build legitimacy for your group, perhaps I can make use of the skills I learned while you were away.
Oh, what skills are those? This is the surprise.
Certain set of skills.
Yep. Your husband is now a one-eyed Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Speaking
I
of
never thought he
marriage.
was so hot.
Restrain Marilyn before
Can you walk okay?
she
'Cause I've heard some
something.
rumors about it.
He's got great bogies.
I've seen the gifs.
Does he squish?
Oh, yes.
Right.
High spirits jokes. Let's go.
I hear that man can give himself bruises when he runs.
Merlin has a fan, just
Smelling salts.
I don't know where any of my fans are. Not since the round thing.
No, he says, well,
Why?
if they believe I am dead, that gives me the freedom to tell and observe, and
That's what happens.
that was decisive. Yeah, he says I can be a thorn in their side and feed information. If they believe I'm dead, I will have a free hand.
I'm glad that you have not been idle. Not that I thought you would be.
Well, I had to find some way to get you back.
It is true.
So how do we kill the thing?
How do we kill the thing?
Oh no, yeah, just we'll unload. We'll have them.
Here.
We'll have them taken to two different
Leave it
places.
with me for 2 days. If we've made no progress, let's consider our options.
I sort of gesture towards the map. I'm like, we'll take the obelisk to that warehouse. We'll put the base in that one, and at least then it'll be a pain in the ass to get them to the same place at the same time.
That's fair enough.
And then they can do their 2 days with it, because I don't want it on the ships if we're going to be engaged in combat.
Well, there's a battle at the home front. There's also... There are many ways to approach this. Captain Jose has been cracking down on the illegal warehouses and the shell companies here in the city. If you wish to take to the seas, there are many supply lines that go in and around San Felipe, and I believe around Isla de San Jose. So if you wish to make use of some of your ships, this is also an option.
Oh my goodness.
Of course, some of the princes are also establishing a presence here in the city, and you may be able to fight them a little bit more openly.
Actually, I was wondering about your friend there who's actually aligned with us. If he needs to maybe hang out with us, if we're not sure if an assassin's going to get to him.
That may come. My organization is large enough at this point that I cannot say with 100% confidence that the merchant princess has not gotten to any of my people. I know my circle of trusted, but with a larger organization, more oversight, more chances for somebody to be turned.
If he's any good with a rope, we can put him on whatever ship we're on, and then that way we can keep an eye on him.
That would amuse him, I think.
I love for the people we're being charged to watch to be amused.
Let me think on this, but I think you may have something there. Since Alessandro and I are firmly allied, I think the merchant princes will think him in my care if they go after him. If they haven't dispatched assassins by now, I don't know what they're doing.
I think they have. Isn't that what that says, Evine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's this and this and this one and this.
Also, I talked to my aunt earlier, and you might want to move that one over there and this one there, and don't move that one for like a day. Just please.
Oh
Like
yes,
today.
that's right. The Lady Refale is in the city.
It's like laugh cry. It's tiny bit.
She's gonna christen a ship I bought from you. It's going to be glorious. I'm gonna buy so much New World wood from you.
I think Inga has surpassed herself. That ship may be her masterpiece.
Her magnum opus.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sell so many. Oh, it's gonna be great. And we're gonna need it because this doofus has 9,000 in-laws coming into town, so we're gonna.
What is doofus?
It's kind of like an ogre. You know, they're sort of like bumbling, and it's a term of endearment. Okay, so
Anything like a dumb old boy.
no, not at all like a dumb old boy.
Hearing.
He's calling you stupid, but in a nice way.
Those apple green eyes cut.
Right.
Calling Ricardo.
You're
stupid.
getting multiple
Oh, it was
like
Ricardo?
Yeah,
He's calling Ricardo stupid, but
That's
in a
worse.
nice way.
Wait.
That's worse, actually.
how dare you?
Hey, you can call me stupid all you want.
But like in a way where it's like, you
no,
know,
let her go. It's
Yeah.
fine.
it's
There's some very quiet,
You're
absurd
getting-
mumbling.
you're getting different like takes on this, and Ricardo is like he's using sarcasm, dear. It's
like I know it's not something you
Yeah.
understand.
This is-
but just
this
know
is
that
like the
I
trigger-
Get it,
But
and
that's
I'm
why I'm
fine.
here.
Yeah.
I can help
it's like the trigger word between the two of you, where it's just he's being facetious.
I learned your language, but I have not learned all your big words.
I apologize. I'm Castilian.
Now
He's
they're doing
taking
that
the
cute
shit.
little bicker thing.
He's taking the shit.
He's taking the shit.
He's
He's taking a shit.
But to do that.
But if he does that, why doesn't he go and do it in
People
the yard
know
where
that.
that
That's
shit
right.
can be
Right.
used
Why do they
for
keep
something?
inviting her to parties?
She keeps pooping.
yeah.
Does she just do it in the middle of the
In the
room?
room, like, God, have you
Could be
do you
fertilizer.
follow him on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's incredible.
And he's
Fucking-
like,
oh,
at the end of
I
the day,
love his
it's fine.
housekeeper.
He
It's
put
right.
my name on the business, so
it's not part of the contract, but it's a fringe benefit.
Yeah, Salvador like sort of lays out like the whole almost like war map and was like, well, this battle will be fought on many fronts, but the goal is to get the merchant princes to either back out or get wiped out. Either way, I benefit.
We're gonna make so much money. It's gonna be incredible.
So you have your pick. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You decide what is the best way to wage your battle. But double guard on your people, as they will be in extreme danger over the coming weeks.
I will be spending some time with them. I want everyone there to understand, truly understand what the situation is, and what we will be forming together.
The true opportunity you have is that if you play your cards right, you have a chance to change the perception that people have of your people.
It is part of the plan, assuming we are let alive to continue it.
As long as we're your allies, we will ensure that this is true. Yeah, Salvadora herself like is sort of like, hey, that's how you approach this is up to you. You have a lot of the war maps. You can more or less try to take the merchant prince's supply routes. You can fight the ones that are already here in the city, either discredit them or, provoke them to action. You can take a more covert approach if you feel that is the right piece. Basically, there's a number of ways for you to go at this.
You don't want to just throw them all on a ship with us, do you? Marlena?
And just have them sail around.
No. Close up shop for the week. We go to Isla de San Jose. And we live out of there for the week raiding. We wait for the Castilian fleet to blockade San Felipe. And then we come at them from the back of the blockade with the Avalonian Armada. I'm probably going to come to shore and get in the raiding boats with my aunt to break the blockade from within.
My understanding is that these things are not going to happen very close together. I'm not sure, but I can't. Maybe a week I could do that, but not longer. We do have a business to run.
Jose says, well, at least using the island as a base of operations and launching raids from there would be sound. Technically, it is outside of San Felipe's jurisdiction, so you can do as you please from there.
And the land is covered because San Felipe is unified.
Yep.
The crows, I believe, are marching back. The ghost eaters from Ison are marching in, and the Zhenya regiment is also making its way in slowly.
General's family is coming.
The large chunk of
So,
Usura is
Do we have enough food?
we'll find
they'll supply it themselves.
Yeah.
And unless a Castilian army and a Vodachi army and a Vadicine army come sliding in, which they might, they're still encountering a force that can hold them on. I imagine the fortifications have already been put in place because we started those before we left.
Yep, it's very well on its way.
And they're confiscating contraband left and right, which means they're getting extra supplies that weren't accounted for before. I'm hoping that there's a lot of smart stuff happening.
From what you read earlier, you feel this is probably not a bad idea because getting your Fate Witches out of the city in a location you can control is probably a pretty good deal right now. Because you know some other Fate Witches are going to come with those hunting party, and they're going to try to ferret you out.
And disrupting their supply lines from the outside means they have to go overland.
All right.
Which allows them to stumble through whatever. They got to go through Luna Maria at home and then get over here and then go through the Jose's.
And that would give you some pretty quality time with your crew, including your new recruits.
We have some things to talk about.
Yep.
All right. I agree to this.
There's plenty of room on the flout of the Valkyrie. And then it'll have and then we can roll 3 times.
Yeah. The other piece, the other ace in the hole that you've got is that if Jorge succeeds in his mission, you might get the Brotherhood of the Coast.
Oh my God.
To roll in.
Everyone,
a ragtag crew of fucking
totally
pirates.
Kill Jarlaxle with this. I mean, wrong game, but
so
there's even a thing to destroy.
Yep, that's true. If Jorge succeeds at convincing Captain King Allende that this is a worthy cause.
I look over at Jose, I'm like, so the naval operation is going to be ridiculous. We don't know what the ground situation is going to look like. If they do send 3 armies into our 1.5 army, there should probably be a contingency to allow the enemy force to fall into the city in controlled points, like purposeful weak points, so that the naval element can land and encounter them.
Yeah, it has been thought of. Plus, we are getting some other combatants as well. We received notification from a couple regiments in training in Montaigne, but it bared the seal of the Zabolo company from Isen.
Yep.
The general himself apparently is coming down with the troops. We also have a detachment that should reach us within a couple days. Straight from Mabay and some other countries of Ifri. They are accompanying Queen Olanriwaju in her new homeland.
Yeah, she's marrying into a volatile area. She's going to need her guard and probably get fucked.
The queen is away. Rethel just did the mental calculation. It's like, yeah, fuck you. The warrior queen is very well aware of Grande Seraphine's predicament. Witnesses state that when she found out, she had a deep, loud laugh at the situation and said she and her warriors would take this as their wedding gift.
That's nice.
So yes, we will have reinforcement. We will be ready. Unless they learn how to fly, I think we'll have our bases covered.
Well, we can help with that too, so send word if they figure that out.
Right?
We've got, not myself personally, but I think we can figure that out. Also, most of us have pretty good aim.
Well, that...
And then it needs to have a talk with
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
because we weren't the only survivors.
No. You're gonna have a chat with your cousin, figure out where he stands in all this. At some point, as the official liaison, you're gonna have to go chat with Sebastian as well.
Oh, that's right. We need to have a meeting in.
Yep.
In
the restaurant.
Jimena is the officially
restaurant,
appointed.
The church, the cafe?
The cafe. No, don't tell me.
The Duke. You need to have a meeting in the Duke.
El Duce.
Well,
Rodrigo is my cousin.
That's back in Liso. Oh no,
No, that's
La
La
Duchessa.
Duchessa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Religious here.
Also, it's a franchise now.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's
There's
getting there,
Il Duce Express in Liso.
Yeah.
You just do takeout.
What are you trying to think of?
Ricardo's old man.
That was the cafe.
Yes, I know, but his name.
Oh. I
Oh.
don't know.
I don't know if I have those notes here.
And I don't think it's a cafe. I think it's more like an inn.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know what to search to find that. It's not going to be Ricardo's old
It starts with an R, because they all do.
Was it Roberto?
Yes, thank you. With a little turtle face and his glasses.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're correct.
Little bit.
And the ancient bard.
Rodrigo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rodrigo is my cousin.
Oh,
There's Diego.
that's
Yeah,
it.
Diego is the
Sorry.
old bard.
There was
The
only
ancient minstrel.
Yes.
You know that if this was a real life setting, like 30 of these people would have the same fucking name.
Yeah, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's where the
being
Jose's come
exceedingly
from.
careful not to make that a thing.
Nope. Don't give a shit. I've been doing that in a couple games where I'm like, yeah, fuck it, they have the same name. Let's go.
It happens.
You gotta figure it out.
Yep.
If I got coworkers with my name, it happens.
That guy is also Robert. What are you gonna do?
You know, when I'm making NPCs in a group, I purposely make their names quite distinct so my brain doesn't get screwed up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any other business you want to tackle with Madame Salvadora as it devolves into exchange of pleasantries, asking of tales of your liberation of Liso? She's quite delighted that Rethel burned that shitty fake Vestin parlor to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, if there's any E-free ones you need me to hit, I can do that too. You
Right.
know. And
She's like, yes, part of Castile are quite problematic. We may need to
can do a
address
tour.
them."
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I'll tell the story about the fashion off I had with them.
Oh yeah. No, she's hanging on to your every word. The more detailed you are, the better. The more focused she is on it.
And then, got a new branch over in Liso now, and all that
Yes.
stuff happened.
Which
Also,
year?
I had a murder dress. That probably takes a
she
whole
seems
other
quite
bit of
fascinated by that.
explanation.
Huh.
I own another home.
There was a wolf and a gardener.
Right. Another home. Like there's an old ass grandpa spirit protecting it.
Yeah, and there's also a whole lot of bodies in that ground right there.
Very fertile
Right.
land.
Yes.
Yeah, not anymore. They're pretty well taken apart and decomposed by this point. I
Yeah, they're
imagine.
part of the soil now.
Yeah.
It's still bodies. They're just, the meat is no soil.
Their water begins to the tribe. Their water belongs to the tribe.
Nice. All right.
Start calling it the boneyard.
Yeah.
Yep. There's the bone of a powerful enemy there.
If Zhenya ever turns evil, she's gonna reanimate all the skeletons of everyone she's ever buried.
Oh god. Yep. That will take a trip, like a multi-country trip.
Yep. Just news from all over the world. Skeletons are emerging from all over.
I really want
Yes,
to
come
watch.
to
I
me.
really want to watch that story.
Yeah.
Necromancer road trip.
What if we were all evil? What would that even
Right.
look like?
Oh. Evil Zhenya would be fucking scary.
I mean, Rethel's pretty evil. Like he's like winning capitalism at this point.
Yeah.
That's not.
Rethel is like real life evil. Like
Yeah.
he's just turning into like an oil baron, and they don't even know what that is yet.
I'm gonna start a space program, guys. It's gonna be great.
Oh no, please don't name it Space Force.
Rethel is like, I'm skipping fucking Air Force. Space, bitches.
Yeah,
You don't even need to. Fuck your Zeppelins.
Just go Time Force. Don't
No,
meet
Zeppelins
Fergus.
have a lot of class, though. Zeppelins are.
Zeppelin Air Force. I have a soft spot for that.
So, have you ever heard of Ned Zeppelin? I didn't know that was a thing until now.
Oh yeah, the Ned Flanders Zeppelin.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
There's at least a couple.
Before
Because
we.
there's Oikily Doikily, which is also a
Those-
Ned Flanders metal
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
But what are they based on? Boingo Boingo or something?
No, they're a metal band and they all wear Ned
That's just the
Flanders
thing that Ned
outfits.
Flanders says.
It's Oakley Dokley.
Oakley
Oh,
Dokley.
Oakley Dokley.
John.
Yep.
The Flout of War. Would its origin be Castilian or Vestin, or can I get both?
Repeat that to me one more time.
So the ship Origin
Yep.
bestows a benefit.
Yep.
So it's technically Castilian, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with just that.
Yeah.
But
This reminds me
It's
of the
also-
time when a player of mine was like, so I have a character who's both a changeling and a drow.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like, we can't get everything from both. Okay, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
well, or how much XP would I need to spend to get everything from both?
Right. No, I think that ship is Castilian. It is a Vestin design.
Okay.
But it is Castilian.
Castilian ship.
Which is
Okay.
funny because it's a Castilian ship, a Vestin design that was made by an Eisen.
Yes. I was about to be like, or a third option.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
a third option, or a fourth option, maybe. This ship is Odyssean, basically. Wow. Oakley dokley.
And then I basically want to drop 15 XP to basically take the signature item advantage for all of us
Sure.
to grant it to the ship, so that whenever we're on that ship, we can take advantage of the signature item advantage
Right. Because they're
while we're on ship.
they're
Wow,
your,
spend your
they're
experience
your
points
ship.
on other
Hey,
people.
Rethel
Well, I'm getting it
found
myself, but yeah.
Rethel found like a inexperiencing for there. They're just investing in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
food.
we
makes
already,
sense.
like, there's one for us, and there's the fire stuff that, Minna started doing, so might as well have one.
All right.
Cool. Sounds good.
Next time when we meet, a ship gets christened. A meeting with a cousin, and a trade war begins.
Also, like, at least 2 weddings now that I'm seeing. Are there going to be more?
I mean, potentially.
Yeah.
Two weddings and a mass grave.
Yeah.
Two weddings and a war.
Well, because you know that the funeral will be included if there is a masquerade, any kind of ball, any kind of gala, any kind of event. Someone will die.
I mean, this is our thing. It's always happened 100% of the
Oh,
time.
no, 3 weddings.
What's the third one?
So Isak,
Yeah.
the Grande,
Yeah.
and then there's.
Oh yeah!
Yep.
Why did I
Impending.
forget?
They still
How did
haven't
I
had their
forget?
church
They're not
wedding.
married yet.
How did I forget the most important
So that's
one?
at least 3.
Yep.
Okay.
And who knows? Maybe we can go above the hat trick.
4?
4 XP, Rabbit.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go above the hat trick and see what's going on with Sebastian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, him and Jorge are gonna have to fight first.
That's right.
Yeah.
More like Jorge's gonna show up and Sebastian's gonna be like, Jorge's gonna be like, that's fair.
Yeah.
Shrug. Like, no, that's all right.
I think as long as all consent, you don't have to choose one.
Oh shit! Oh.
See? Plus, like they both have their advantages, right? Like Jimena's firmly in the middle.
Yeah.
Sebastian is the older.
That's
Yeah,
where Jimena
she
would like to be.
is.
This is a different kind of sandwich.
She's the Dolce de Leche in that.
Yeah.
Sebastian can be my land husband.
Yeah.
Jorge is my sea
See?
husband.
See? You're not being greedy. Like sailors have them in one,
That's
every,
right.
like one every port. Like you're even going like one land, one sea. It's good.
I'm not being greedy.
And
Just
if
one.
ever we have airships, and you just
Yeah,
need
I
one
know.
for
The
the air.
air husband.
And
too.
then when Ruffled Space Force happens, you need a space one.
husband.
You have
husband.
I've
read
an
Space
older dark man and a younger
Tan man.
sprite Castilian man.
Yeah.
With sexy scars on his body.
Yeah.
Well, apparently can also be a horse. She's not a horse. Jenny, we need to talk.
Right.
What?
There's no horse.
But I...
Oh, someone needs to buy a horse and call it Duke.
Damn it.
Next game.
Right. And the horse opens his mouth and an eye rolls out.
Damn it.
Its teeth are all just wooden eyes.
Oh god. That
Little
is.
stuff and nightmares there.
Now
There
that's-
are no horses. And I went down.
Here. There are no horses in Icewind. It's all reindeers.
All right. Say goodnight, internet.
Bye.
The internet.
Okay, this has been just playing on my